Do it out of the way.
Hello.
Hi, TikTok.
Which one are we looking at, Bo?
That's TikTok. That's the Raconteurs, and this is the player view TikTok on my personal account. But we won't start that until we get everything. We're gonna have the players view TikTok tonight, guys. If you want to check it out, Mr.E.World is the other account we're broadcasting through. And we're still getting set up a little bit. It's always why we say 6-ish. We get started on.
Because you do the
It's my time.
No, I have every intention, but then it's like, oh, I just worked on it.
See, now people can watch you setting up.
Well, he's doing that wrong. And he's doing that wrong.
Dun, 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 dun.
Wait for somebody to type in there. You fired!
You fired! Stop! What is he doing?
What's that bucket
Yeah,
of
put
water
that
for?
over there. You, come on. What is that?
I fired.
And you're a moderator on there, Dennis.
For the
TikTok.
TikTok?
The Raconteur.
Moderation.
Everything in
Wrap
moderation.
that around your neck.
Okay.
Or should that go underneath? Underneath the table.
I guess we could. Well, I can just touch it right here. So it's visible.
We can change here. Do this. There, take that.
Go and feed it through. Energy coupling.
Yeah, I had heat stroke Wednesday.
Oh,
Did you really?
At work?
No, at home.
Oh, jeez.
From working at home?
Stop it.
That I understand.
Well,
how do you turn locomotives remotely from home?
well, there's a little controller.
He was building a third garden.
Yeah.
Or a third
Yeah,
or
well, I was
15th
Penthouse for the
shed.
treehouse.
So the
He's rebuilding the Ewok village.
true scale.
Bryson Lopes 22 is joined. Hi, Bryson.
No.
Hello, Bryson. Wherever you are.
Oh,
See if
I
I
forgot
can-
the damn-
And I am Batman and John DeVito, Taxi Wife Joshua Williams.
Danny DeVito?
No,
Danny DeVito.
Awesome!
They are joining faster than I can read you
Well,
all.
hi, guys.
Welcome, hi.
Pretty much the way I do it, Dennis, is I respond to the ones that hang out and say something.
Yeah.
It's really hard to
And I
just...
don't have a game screen.
Yes.
Oh, does anybody have any sort of game screen at all?
If I ride home,
Just a moment.
get you two of them.
It's at the house.
I've got to get to the box.
Oh, here it is.
There it is, right there.
Right here, Dennis. Thank you. It's the,
Dennis
it's the
saved
thought
the
that
day.
really counted.
Dennis saves the day.
Dennis shaves the sheep?
Yeah.
That's true.
It's that kind of TikTok.
It's like I didn't bring my bestiality books tonight. Sorry, guys.
It's been hot out here. You gotta
Just,
tell me.
just remember that steel wool sheep have no natural enemies.
Yes, they do. Lightning storms.
Yeah.
And me.
You?
Explains a lot. Probably why you had heat stroke.
Mike will shave anything.
Oh,
We don't talk about
Give it to Mikey. Mikey will shave anything.
Look at Mikey shaved it.
yes, TikTok, we are doing Deadlands.
Oh, that's so cool. I love that.
Oh, that's cool.
That was the Kickstarter
Yeah.
for the.
That I wanted to get with
What is that?
the 20th anniversary. It came in the box and they had like it's the Marshall's Guide, but it's all colored.
Ooh.
Yeah. It came with foam chips.
So you just get that?
Oh no, I've had this for a while.
From your
And I got extra chips, so I've done 2 rolls of chips. Action decks. Or action deck. Oh. And somewhere I actually had put the hardcover book up on my shelf with the other game material for some reason. And Deadlands Dice, I can't even use that.
sweet spot tonight. We have a brownie.
Very tasty.
What kind of brownies playing tonight?
The Pixies are so discontent that they were
Would you
not
be
able
so
to make
kind
it
as said
tonight.
Steve, please? With somebody.
Can you stand on your feet?
No, we were trying to refinance the house,
Yeah.
and so the paint was peeling. So I decided I'll touch up the paint.
You're watching the paint peel.
Well, I was watching it too much. I'm like, we gotta touch this up, and it ended up I had to hand scrape and hand paint the entire house.
Oh, my
Oh,
God.
Lord.
Because the power wash, he was supposed to be there Thursday, and so my power wash had been too wet to paint, and that's kind of what happened last time. So I hand scraped and hand painted
Oh,
because the
jeez.
sprayer wasn't working. And Wednesday night, I was up on the roof trying to paint the top of the trim, and it about fell off.
So why did you have to paint the house?
Because they're having it reappraised.
Oh. You
And-
decided to have it reappraised during a heat wave?
Well, I talked to him about that because we haven't split the properties yet. But well, since he passed, he paid for mine going to school. So if we can refinance and pay off a couple things, we can pay for mine to keep going to school.
Right.
So that was the deal. But we're waiting to split the properties. That's still going to be a while, plus another almost $5,000. So we're like, let's just get it done. The houses in the area have been going like crazy, like 20,000 more than they were last year.
Mm-hmm.
Selling.
Wow.
Oh yeah,
And that dump up place?
yeah. There's a house behind me, 85,000.
Yeah, they're probably looking at your garden. Is what
Yeah.
they're doing.
Well, I don't know what it is, but they're trying to. I figured, well, what the heck? So
Yeah, there's a house we looked at over in Knoxville. Went on auction block, sold for $31,000. The people that bought it couldn't put the down payment down. So the daughter of the family is a realtor, took it, posted it, $190,000.
Yeah.
What? And they didn't? Did they do anything to it?
It's been sold as far as I know.
For some
No,
reason-
they didn't do anything to it.
The news, some reason, the housing market is just like going crazy.
well, people
buying
can't build houses. The lumber's so
Right.
high.
Yeah.
So they're buying
Oh.
old
They're
houses,
buying houses.
and the whole market's up. Interest rates are in the bond. I'm losing 5%. I'm going from 6.7 to 2.7. No, 6.2 to 2.7. So I'm dropping that.
And thank you for joining us, the Home Financial Channel.
Can you give me that, guys?
Oh, yeah.
Look at these nice since I got that.
Oh, yeah, those are kind of like the 70s.
So that was the reason I wasn't there Saturday.
Yeah.
Because I was still passed out recovering. So. I had intentions.
Yeah. Pace yourself.
Oh, I was. And then he called me Thursday.
Is that all the dice they gave you?
He called me Thursday.
Um,
And
yeah.
he said,
one
that's
one set of dice.
sorry. I can't be there till Tuesday.
Oh, you son of a- I'm gonna drive to your house and beat your ass.
Yeah.
Thank you. I like the bag.
Yeah, Wade just said he won't make it tonight. Class
Ah. All right, folks. No, wait a minute. He's got the Facebook, right?
No, he's
Twitch.
got
He's
Twitch.
got-
He usually runs Twitch. So no Twitch tonight.
When was the last time you were on Twitch?
Oh, it's been about 2 or 3 months now.
Yeah.
We need to figure something out. Oh, what's everybody got for chips? I need to heat those up.
4 red and 5 blue.
I got 10, 10, and 10.
Sure.
Eyesight?
Yeah, pretty much.
Well, that's kind of awkward.
I've got
3 different versions.
3, 4, and 4. 3 white, 4 red, 4 blue. Gracias. Oh, I have some business to discuss with you guys tonight. I forgot about it.
Is this on-air business or something we got to do all day?
Get a couple napkins.
Probably off air.
A couple more if you got them.
Off the air?
Yeah. I meant to talk about it before we went live.
So it's secret
Mystery. Just throw a cloth over it.
Everybody out there, plug your ears.
And we have the sign language so that...
Smoke signal.
Thank you. I just want water everywhere.
Oh, sure. Set off my smoke.
There you go, all off. Got your chips too. Do you have
Got out of class.
Yeah.
Won't make it tonight. Yeah.
He just got out of class. And,
Oh, he just got out of class.
class ran on.
It sounds like the class is getting more complex. Because the last time he had to do something, it was like, edit this fitting the school guidelines. Like, take out all the guns and all the curse words and stuff. But it was like from a movie.
Oh,
It wasn't
really?
something he directed. So it's not. And Wade said it was like, yeah, there was a guy about to get stabbed and somebody had a gun. You have to edit it to meet the school guidelines. And still try and get it to make sense. I'm like,
Ooh,
holy
interesting.
crap. So it's like, take this Quentin Tarantino movie and make it G-rated.
It's G-rated, yeah.
What?
It's the end credits.
Yeah, it's like,
It's just the end credits.
yeah,
Beep, 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 beep.
with a 60s soundtrack. That's
Yeah.
all it is. There's chips you have to get those on.
Alright, anybody want one?
I'm good for that.
Alright,
I'm good.
Okay.
Well, at least you know he's not being scammed from some offbeat school or something like that.
No,
Who does he go through anyway?
I can't remember the school name, but
I don't remember
it's a
either.
legit
It's
thing.
not
Because he
Trump
looked into
University,
it.
is it?
It's called Bubba Education
Bubba
Film
Smith's Educational Center.
and Truck Stop.
And truck stop. And grill.
My
Hey,
wife and
Grill.
I were watching some Bowery Boys movies from
Free
the
grits
30s and
with every
40s.
fifth gas tank.
And at the beginning, they were talking about the main characters sitting there, and it's his thoughts. And he's like, I never thought I'd see this day. And they've got like graduation caps and the gowns. And he's like talking about his friends and all that stuff. Like, we made it. We're actually, this is the proudest day of my life. They stand up, it's the Exterminator Service college that they graduated from. They're going to be exterminators. He's like, oh my God. But it was
What
called
was this from?
the Bowery Boys. It's a group from the 30s and 40s, and they were kind of like New York kids who were slackers, who were always looking to make a quick buck. And they have all, it's kind of like Abbott and Costello or
Yeah.
Three Stooges. They have a lot of slapstick humor, but they also have a lot of like verbal humor.
Mm-hmm.
Like the main character is Slip Mahoney. He's the shortest one of the group, and he talks with a very Brooklyn accent, but he uses these $2 words, and he always uses them wrong.
Mm-hmm.
Like at one point, he gets pulled into the police station. He's like, "You can't arrest me for fragrancy."
Fragrancy.
Fragrancy. And he just uses all these words wrong. And then there's his buddy is Satch, and he's got the hat, the baseball cap with the little tiny bill flipped up, like the guy from Cheap Trick.
Oh,
And
yeah.
he's just dirt stupid. Oh my God, he is hilarious because he is so dumb. And the one we just watched was Private Eyes. They were teaching. It was funny because they had a youth center in the back of the ice cream parlor. They rented it out, and they were teaching kids how to fight to keep them off the streets. I'm like, it's Cobb in the 30s. It's your great grandson. And Satch is going off to this kid. Watch the footwork. Watch footwork, kid. Yeah, yeah. And the kid just bops him right in the nose and knocks him out. He wakes up as a psychic. He can read minds.
Oh, God.
So they're like, we're going to go into business of Private Eyes because he can tell when anybody's lying. And at one point, Slip looks at him, he's like, oh, no, you don't. You'll get hanged for that. The stuff they say, and they have like the old 30s slang and stuff. And he gets hit again, and of course, he loses the power, and then he hits again, he gets it back. And the one we watched where they were the exterminators was Spookbusters. They had to go to this old house that supposedly was haunted, and they're like, we'll exterminate anything, whether it's ghosts or fleas or whatever. And it ends up being like this mad scientist who's it was the Deadlands story I created years ago, but that was based on Three Stooges. This is a mad scientist who has a gorilla, and he's looking for the perfect brain to put in the gorilla.
Did you base that story on this one?
I didn't base
No.
it. I based it on a Three Stooges
Oh.
short, but they did the same thing.
Okay.
But they were like, they had gangsters in the basement trying to scare people off, and these guys were like stupid, thinking it was ghosts, and then they find out it's bad guys. But the other one I had, because her grandma, before she passed, recorded movies for us all the time.
Mm-hmm.
So I've got like a bunch of Bowery Boys movies. And the other one I watched was funny. It was can't remember the name of it, but they're trying to make a quick buck, and they witness a bank robbery. And there's a friend of theirs, a girl who's like a photographer, just takes pictures and gets a nickel for your picture kind of thing. And Satch is like, oh, I want my picture taken. I want my picture taken. So she takes a picture as the bank robbers run out.
Oh.
Well, they get a picture of the bank robber because they bump into him and knock his mask down. So she gets a picture of him with Satch. And it ends up in the police's hands, but they mix it up and they think Satch is the criminal.
Oh.
So like all these guys are coming after, like a bounty on his head. So they decide to pose as mobsters, and the guy Slip, who's really short, he is hilarious as the gangster because he's the one who slaps everybody around. He's like, I got the brains, that kind of thing. So when he plays the gangster, he comes in acting all tough, and it's like all the other gangsters are like, he's imitating a gangster who's nobody ever seen, but he has this horrible reputation of being violent.
Mm-hmm.
So he goes in, just kind of, there's a guy, he's like 3 foot taller than him, who gets in his way, and he's like, move it, or I'll beat you with a nickel. And the guy's like, and the guy just, and he's just living it like, he's got the pinstripe suit and the big fedora. It's funny as hell. They're trying to imitate these mobsters, and then they try and keep Satch safe, but he's trying to clear his name all the time. So every time they put it, stay in the room, and they lock it, he climbs out the window so he can go clear his name, and he gets into more troubles. They're really funny movies. Yeah.
Have you seen the stuff for Reservation Dogs yet?
Reservation Dogs?
No, I've
They were
heard
talking
about
about doing another version of Reservoir Dogs, but the guy redid it, and it's Reservation Dogs, so it's Native Americans.
Ooh.
And it's, oh my god, the preview for it was hilarious.
Oh, wow.
It's all these like Native American kind of teens, and they steal it's a box truck. I can't think of what was in it, but they've got to put the ramp up, so they're hauling ass down the highway. So the ramp's just, cops pull them over. Like it was just cracked me up. I want to watch it. Unfortunately, I think it's only on Hulu, but it just looks freaking hilarious.
Oh, another thing I realized about the Bowery Boys, the main guy Slip and Satch. Do you remember the cartoon Fang Face?
Yeah.
Oh yeah,
They're based on that.
Oh no kidding!
Because Fang Face had the hat with the bill flipped up.
Right.
It was so stupid.
Yeah.
And real thin. And the other kid was short and stocky with the hat with the bill flipped, like the fedora with the bill flipped up.
Mm-hmm.
That was Slip.
Oh, okay.
So I was watching the Bowery Boys, like, oh my god, that's where they got Fang Face and Snagglepuss. Or Fang Face, anyway. I was like, those are the guys from the Bowery Boys. No wonder I like that so much. And Jabberjaw was based on Curly.
Yeah.
Like, wow, they took a lot of influence from those things. Oh, shh, it's the intro. It's the good part. Oh, damn it.
Is it not the intro?
It is, but it always starts whenever time I
Start the computer?
pretty much.
Let us know when to shut up.
I will.
Or we'll do our own intro.
Sounds like
That
the
works
music
pretty good.
from the old LucasArts game, Outlaws.
Oh, I
It was
don't know.
it was on the computer back when in the 80s or something like that.
Atari Gunslinger.
Okay, why am I confused? Okay, Mike, you're setting up for Facebook?
Yes, I
Yes.
am.
What is the way you usually set up?
Twitch.
Twitch.
Twitch. Okay.
We don't have Twitch though.
Right, that's...
I have a Twitch.
I'm starting to Twitch.
I'm trying to get
I
that.
have a Twitch that I can't scratch.
Oh! I got a scratch, you can't Twitch.
Ooh. I'm not sure which is worse.
I got gas.
Price hasn't gone up, has it?
No.
Okay.
Actually, yeah, I think it has, actually.
Wah, wah, wah.
I need to eat at the pizza ranch to get in the gaming mood. So it could be cheap gas.
You go Pizza Ranch every Tuesday?
Yeah, kids eat free.
Eat free kids on Tuesday.
You're not a kid, Mike.
Hey,
Well,
Dale.
if I
go, hey,
Steve.
mister!
Steve,
I just got him there.
Yes, but he wants some brownies.
Brownie, good.
Looks like he's trying to get laid.
You leave Steve alone. He's a virgin.
Something.
Yeah,
That's
those,
what he says.
Those miscreant brownies just trying to subvert the poor dinosaur. Okay.
You can make Steve a Hawaiian shirt.
We have some Barbie dolls.
Yeah, Ken.
I'd have to move the sleeves a little more forward, though, on the torso.
yeah.
Well, if it's a short sleeve shirt,
Right. Yeah, right.
Yeah, just cut the sleeves off.
Sleeveless Hawaiian shirt. Nothing says badass like a sleeveless Hawaiian shirt.
holy.
Nothing says badass on vacation.
You would not believe on Twitch the amount of people are going bang, 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 bang.
You mean
Coming
Twitch?
on.
TikTok.
Hi,
TikTok.
everybody.
On Twitch.
TikTok, yes, I'm sorry.
Oh, TikTok?
Twitch talk.
Twitch Talk. What's up?
Yes, tonight live on Twitch Talk.
Just assume unless a camera's over there, there's no Twitch whatsoever.
I get so confused.
TikTok and Facebook is all we got.
I need cue cards. Right under the camera so I know who I'm talking to.
Yeah, they file through pretty quick, actually.
Yeah, I mean, they were just...
They get bored fast.
Yep.
They're like, you guys suck!
Well, it's probably like, hey, they're gaming. They're not gaming.
Yeah.
They're
Oh, Mike's setting up again.
They're talking about. Yeah, there's Mike setting us up again.
15 minutes. They're still not gaming.
It's Mike's setup hour.
What do you guys do on Tuesday night?
And that's it. That's the fight.
What do you guys do Tuesday night? Well, we sit around talking to each other for 3 hours while Mike sets up, and then we game for 15 minutes.
Hello.
Oh.
Mike's gonna have that scene from Christmas Vacation where they're messing with the plugins for the lights.
He actually makes Facebook crash.
Zuckerberg calls. What did you do?
I wasn't touching your penis rocket, I swear.
I swear to God.
Peanuts rocket.
That's the other guy.
That's
That's the other three guys.
Jeffrey, isn't it?
Jeff Bezos, Elon Musk, and
Virgin
Britney
Atlantic.
Spears or something.
Britney
Britney
Brent
Spears.
Branson.
What?
I don't know. He insists that you need a bowl of extra
Thank
long
you,
spoon.
sir. Oh, you want some brownie?
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
History does repeat itself. I'm reading a headline. Titanic Museum iceberg wall collapses, injuring 3 visitors. Like, well, didn't you learn from the first time?
You don't happen to have a butter knife or something, do you? They're not cut, so
well, here, just...
I know I could
I mean,
use
how
this.
hard, just take another spoon and just use the handle to cut with. I'm sorry. I'm lazy. I don't want to go back upstairs right away.
Since you're cutting stuff.
Not the,
Tempting,
not
too.
the cheese.
This is not exactly the best slicing utensil.
Don't matter.
Oh, it's just going to go in your
The
mouth.
opposite
not
end
your
of the
ass.
spoon.
Oh, cousin. What a spoon.
Oh, that's right. Because it'll hurt more.
We need a guest cameo visit by the Tick, so he can make his declarative statement.
Neil, is that plugged in the back of that? Check that mic.
Yeah. Is it plugged in here?
About.
That looks good. Okay. Thank
Smeared all over my character sheet.
Almost done.
Oh, pardon me.
Does it plug in all the way, or is it supposed to be
babies.
silver?
Yep.
That's supposed
I
to
got the special rabies. There you go, sir. Anybody else? Anybody?
Was that the space rabies?
Space herpes.
Space herpes. God, I haven't seen that movie for a long time.
What?
Ice pirates.
That's Ice
Yeah.
Pirates, but yeah.
Yeah.
The same.
Oh,
That
I
was the other
watched
one.
that like a couple years ago.
Did you?
It was on fucking Netflix.
Really? I haven't seen it forever. I used to watch it all the time when I was a kid.
Mm-hmm.
Back when you could just sit and watch HBO and
Not have to worry about it.
watch
Yeah.
Clash of the Titans for like 14 times a day.
Yep.
Or the old pirate movie Nate and Hayes was on like 3 times a month.
What was the name of that?
Nate and Hayes. Tommy Lee Jones and I can't remember who the other.
Tommy Lee Jones.
Yeah, it was like an old pirate kind of movie based on pirate movies,
Oh.
but it was more, I don't know, not realistic, but it kind of reminded me of like the Silverado of pirate movies. And Nate, Tommy Lee Jones,
Silverado with the Western movies?
well, like Silverado, how it had like, it was a Western, but it had kind of a modern kind of sense of humor to it.
Okay.
Kind of like that. But I'll never forget it because it was the beginning of the movie and they're pulling like a bank robbery or something like that, or robbing some gold treasure, and there was a guy, he had a peg leg, and it was, the actor actually had missing a leg from the knee down, but
Oh.
the peg leg was where his kneecap was the top was cut off of a skull,
Oh.
and then coming down was a femur bone.
Oh shit.
And it was like, that is the coolest peg leg I've ever seen. It was just a guy with a skull with a femur sticking out of where the jaw would be. That was his peg leg. And I'm like, that's bad.
That's cool. Yeah.
Yeah, I used to watch that all the time. Because there was a guy who was a pirate who kind of like went after him. He was like a traitor, real greasy looking guy, but they had like the ironclad, so they had an armored ship, and it was like, oh wow. Nathan Hayes is what it was called.
Always watch Yellowbeard.
Yellowbeard. We watched that again.
Oh god, yellow beard.
Blind Pew.
Blind Pew.
What was the Disney?
The Muppet Treasure Island,
No.
Blackbeard
which was a
Ghost.
good one in itself.
Yeah,
Don't get me
Blackbeard's
wrong.
Ghost with Peter Easton.
Oh, Blackbeard's Ghost, yeah.
Then there was a, thank God, a short-lived sitcom television thing from the 70s, I believe it was, where there was a pirate that he'd been condemned to go to hell, but
Oh, I remember this.
it was a black guy playing it. He was given a reprieve because there's a modern day rich guy pirate
Mm-hmm.
in the financial world that if he could work with him to redeem his ways and save 1,000 people to counteract 1,000 men that he had killed, he wouldn't have to go to hell.
Interesting.
And I've got the opening bit on one of my anthologies of classic. You were there, but probably wish you hadn't been. DVDs.
Yeah.
Oh, right.
All these weird ass shows that. Yeah, they made it. May not have been around long, but they made the show. Strangely, after talking about that, I'm reminded of The Ghost of Mrs. Muir, the television series.
Oh wow, I ain't heard that for a long
Yes,
time.
guys, I've been around a while.
Dennis isn't old, he's just time travels.
Yeah.
He almost did.
And he's got bad congestion.
Nasal problems, yeah. Well, it comes from the time travel. Do you need a doctor?
I'm the doctor.
Oh,
I'm the doctor.
oh, I'm the doctor. I want to play doctor.
Ooh.
Right by your foot is that dice.
You want to play it right by your foot?
Brad?
All right, I will.
You just kind of hockey puck it over here.
Well, we can try that. Hockey puck, eh? Oh, thank you.
Hockey.
I wouldn't care, but it's a D8.
Ooh, D8s are valuable.
Indeed. Indeedly.
They're healthy.
Okay. Finally.
Should I?
Are we on?
Yes.
Are we still alive?
No. We are dead.
We're on Facebook Undead.
We're live on TikTok.
That's sweet. I love that.
That would be cool. Get the zombie filters for
Yeah.
everything. That'd be hilarious. Today we're all harrowed.
Hello. Hello, I'm a hero. It's nice to meet you. I had some shrimp dressing the other night, and now I'm dead. It was a salmon mousse.
It was the salmon mousse.
And our brother Harold. And our other brother Harold.
Oh, jeez.
What was that?
Jesus.
Excuse me.
Wow.
Cross between a belch and a hiccup.
Wow.
Dennis over here sitting the vodka.
Through a great,
The
through a great stretch of fortitude, I have wanted giving Dale a shower after that.
Yes.
Yeah, your simply lemonade doesn't fool us any.
Oh, hey, Ben's on the wrong account. Hey, Ben, you're on the
He
player
wants to
view
be part
account.
of the table.
This is Ben's account. We're trying to get Facebook started.
It's started.
TikTok's live? Or Facebook's live?
Facebook's live.
Hold with Dennis.
Twitches.
Is Discord running?
Yes. My butthole is what? The black hole we've gone into is Tuesday night.
Hey! We're live finally on everything except for Twitch
And Discord.
and YouTube.
5 more minutes and Mike could have created a black hole through the universe.
I did actually, but we won't talk about that.
Welcome everyone to Tuesday Night Gaming.
Hello.
Don't forget to stop by our YouTube
hello.
channel.
Hello.
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 I didn't get a hold of that guy.
Hello.
Don't forget to stop by our YouTube channel and check out all the previous games we've recorded and character intros and things like that.
Like strawberry shortcake. The home version.
Oh, she's a
The home
bitch.
version.
And what she did?
You want to take it down? She's actually
It's
changed
the peculiar purple pie man. Roll initiative.
All
Never thought I'd say that.
Okay, I bring out my
And
very, very sharp 50
My
and shoot him in the eye.
and what she did was true.
Facebook is live, Ben.
I'm gonna call a shot to the muffins.
Oh!
Ooh, not the muffins.
right in the muffin.
Oh, all right in the bread box. That's horrible.
What's the yeast of your problems?
Oh.
All right. And there we go.
Alrighty.
So, and last adventure, we are playing Deadlands Classic, by the way.
Yeah, we were
Back to
playing.
Deadlands.
You trying to get a visa for Scotland or something?
I'm trying to get in there, but they say, you're still a stupid American. We're not letting you in there. And I'm like, you're right,
We can
wise
tell.
man.
We can tell.
Aye. Well, last week prior, we were playing Deadlands Classic. Brad's character, Cobb, wished to go on a journey to bring in Mr. Connor, which is the band, the Five Fists. Connor
Journey makes it
McAllister.
sound so profound, you
What?
know.
You want me to do a German?
No, I said a journey makes it sound
Oh,
so
wow.
profound.
Yeah,
A German makes it so profound.
It's a German.
Yeah.
Und
I
angekommen
know
mit
it's a German,
Scarlett,
you have to do
und
it.
I will take him here, and he will die, and he will be have a vengeance. Ja! Ja!
You're gonna Blow something, man. Come on down.
Sorry.
There goes that vein
Just,
again.
yeah, I know. You just
It's
got
like
over
the
a heat
wrestling
stroke.
game.
Come on.
Oh,
yeah, I'm going to get in here and break Connor and Superfly look at him. Anyway, so Five Fists.
He did have heat stroke.
I did.
Burn his brain.
Yeah, with a cell, this one.
Very last
Five
show.
Fists run by Connor McAllister. He brought a gang to your establishment, the Broken Banjo, wanting some of the items that were hidden away there. You pretty much told him to get stunk out the door. Didn't like that too much. And while you guys were on a journey to Mexico, he sent a bunch of guys, about 15 of them, to attack and burn down your establishment. The local people came together and started to fight him, and then from out of nowhere, a sandstorm appeared from your neighbor next door, who's a huckster. In the middle of that,
Egyptian.
yep, Egyptian huckster, and in the middle of it, some large 9 to 10 foot Manitou creature came in and started ripping the guys apart. They were all dead except for one, which was a
Hector? Or no,
Julio.
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 Me and Julio down by the schoolyard.
Excuse me, that was a burp.
I know every time I hear Julio's name, I think of that song.
Mm-hmm.
So Julio, who didn't want to fight you to begin with, basically told you guys that his sister, Tiaria, was captured by Connor because... Huh?
Rob was playing with beer. Like a mouth
Oh,
harp.
yeah.
It's a blow mouth harp, I guess. It was just
I was wiggling it at you.
Oh.
Shut up.
Oh, it's not that kind of video.
Once-
We
Not that
We'll make it all more money, though.
That's
We
gonna
are
be a heck of a
18
live
plus.
roleplay, I tell you.
We're switching from Twitch and Facebook and everything to
Join us our account
OnlyFans.
on Pornhub.
Yeah, Pornhub, yeah.
Yeah. So anyway, Julio's sister, Teresa, was being captured by Connor, and unless he started fighting for him in his fights he had in Memphis, he was going to basically take his sister and put her in the brothels. So Julio started fighting, box fighting, and doing and taking falls, and people were looking for him since. And he wanted him to fight Connor. That was kind of Cobb. That was kind of the last straw. So he told you about the operation. There's 5 gangs. The Embrios, which were basically robbers, enforcement, piracy, smuggling. They pretty much got wiped out in the sandstorm. The Tip Top Gang, which was more refined, gamble, fencing, kind of a scientist. Original McAllister, which was their head, got killed during that time. The other one is the Black Dragons, run by Kai Lin, and she is the one where is holding Julio's sister, Teresa. Then also the Gray Boys, which is another larger gang with the Confederacy there. They're kind of like a lot of soldiers that were kicked out of the army or hurt or injured. They kind of ran into this group.
They're all one-legged, one-armed.
Yeah, a lot of them are. They're kind of like veterans and stuff like that, and some of them aren't making a lot of money, so they kind of start forming a gang up and doing a lot of other stuff, mercenaries, everything else. They're ran by a general by the name of, got it right here, General Hemlock, Anthony Hemlock, and pretty much he used to be in charge of Connor in his games and stuff, but somehow it got switched recently, where he's now working for Connor, which is kind of odd. And you have heard of General Hemlock because basically him and Lee were butted heads a lot because he would do his own thing. If he had orders he didn't agree with, he'd do it his way, and it was kind of like Custer. He kind of like start doing some stuff at his own arrogance. Sometimes he'd get really lucky and save the day, so he came a little bit of hero worship. A lot of times he just got lucky. And his arrogance, sometimes he'd go raid a town and burn stuff down that they didn't want to do in the first place. So he got, pretty much, he ruined, cost a lot of Confederates their lives during the battle, and it was enough. Lee was able to have him removed, and pretty much he became in charge of the Gray Boys. And he's trying to get his way back in ever since Lee's now stepped down. Because Lee's no longer the head general. So he's been trying to make a name for himself. But it's kind of weird that Connor suddenly took over him out of nowhere. So that's kind of odd. And then Pitch Fit Rollers, which is actually Connor's gang. They roll fights, drugs, everything out of Memphis is under him. And then you went out of town to find Jorge, the former owner of the Banjo's secret lair, where he hid a bunch of paperwork and other stuff. Yeah, it's deja vu. And you found out he had like a giant tarantula that he had a whistle to keep it at bay. You were going there and found a bunch of money and some other documents, but you did find paperwork to prove that Connor's name was all over the fact that he was responsible for the Union coming in there trying to blow up the bridge and probably take out Lee.
Ben says the sound is echoey but tolerable.
Echoey.
And Bobby said, I'm going to shut my computer down and we try maybe the computer that sounds wrong.
No,
Now there's two people.
Now there's two.
Damn it, Ben! Look what you've done.
No, I want it to be good. Let's see. Pause.
Try moving. Does this microphone come down any further?
Is this one on?
As far as we go.
Is a switch?
Trying to separate the microphones out a little bit more to see if that might be the reason.
Yeah, it's on.
Is it plugged in? Yeah, it's plugged in. They're all on.
Yeah, you turn the power on to the computer.
Well, wait and see if they say anything.
I'm not sure you're about that.
People talk.
People talk.
Sorry. You
They're
want to
talking.
say something?
What is this? The one thing is the stuff. If you guys are ever having a bad day, you just remember you're not dead.
All right, you guys are fine, Dale.
Yeah? Can you hear me? Can you hear me at all?
I'm back with Rob.
Oh, okay. Okay.
Test.
You hear your chips really well.
Okay.
It's all working.
Yeah. Yes, sir.
I could even hear my phone in the background. So.
Well, let's see.
Okay. Well, hopefully let's notice it better. It could be this mic. Maybe we're getting an echo effect.
Yeah. It might be because these are directionals and that's on here. So.
Yeah. I mean,
let us know if it's
still echoey, guys. So, yeah. So anyway, you found out that there was paperwork all over there.
If you don't like the sound, send us money to buy better mics.
Hey.
they'll probably send us money to shut up.
You just need $20 to get a better mic.
Give us more money and we'll shut up.
And he might actually show up on it. He actually might have it running on time too.
Get that set of lavalier mics.
Lavalier.
Lava ear.
No, but it showed that in those paperwork, fleshed out a little bit more, that pretty much the main focus of that was to try and kill Lee.
Right.
Mm-hmm. And so that's what Connor was up there doing, and you guys were able to thwart it, but it definitely had his markings all across it.
And that's what he wanted back from.
Right. He wanted documents, and he wanted that whistle. That's what he didn't know what the hell he was talking about, but the whistle was to get up there. He didn't quite know where this place was. It was hidden, but he knew he had to get that whistle. When you got there, too, you saw one of the gray boys had been eaten by the tarantula. And, he's two-toed Jack. He was the one that was called up. He was an excellent tracker. But he was the one that was hanging up there.
Great tracker, but really situationally unaware.
Yes. Well, yeah, he kind of
I found my way into this orgy. I don't know what to do now.
What the hell is this here gate? Yeah, so that's kind of where we came back. You did talk to Bo's.
You looked at this phone like you're going to kill it.
No, I have heard the character.
in there.
No, Dale.
Son of a.
Uh,
Sorry, you're a player. I'll be nice.
We don't like new folks around here.
And,
We don't like your kind around here.
and the ghost of Russell Cooper directed us to where the chunk of gold was,
Cooper.
and we took that and we did give it to his daughter Emma.
Yes.
yeah.
And her husband.
Yep.
In which he beat her and then took the money and ran.
And hence the new song.
Took the money and ran.
Took the money and rolled.
Yes, but yes, you did give that ghost really, piece finally to and buried him. And yes,
I met a new friend.
met a new friend
and killed the
on the other
tarantula.
side.
And hopefully put the ghost rock fire out.
No, we met the other
And-
guy.
Yes. Marie, you found Marie, which was Bo's one of his daughters. She's actually a Texas Ranger, along with Hank Ketchum. And they had come before you left for that, going to tell him that they suspect Connor, but he's pretty untouchable because he turned a lot of stuff on the north. Anyway, when you came back, she took the evidence, you gave it to her, and she went to find Ketchum and try and get some Rangers involved to basically maybe apprehend him. So
Oh, okay, we didn't go over that part.
she was talking about when you guys left.
Okay.
We
We left off when we were having dinner with what's her name, Cooper's family.
okay.
His daughter.
Well, if you want, we can pick it up there.
Yeah.
And pretty much, they've waved goodbye, and you guys are heading back to town.
Shotgun at him.
Yep. It'd be a good shot. You could probably get the whole family and a good spray pattern.
Sweet.
Yeah.
We'll go get that crazy guy to dig a grave.
Yeah.
And I'll give last rites.
Yeah, I'm on. Go ahead. Go for dinner.
Yep.
Okay. Yeah. So you guys are basically starting to head back to town. As you're riding back, it'll only take a short journey back to get there. And Marie basically, she goes, "Well, if y'all don't mind, I think I will take that documentation to Ketchum and prove to him what's going on. Maybe we can get the Rangers more involved. It's going to be kind of difficult. A lot of people aren't going to believe that Connor's turn is a triple agent, I guess you could call it."
Well, you do whatever is necessary.
All right. If you want to go on ahead, I don't know how long this might take.
Go on ahead to Memphis or go on ahead to Nashville?
Nashville, I thought.
Yeah, Nashville.
All right, then.
I mean, where are you guys going to head, do you think?
Nashville.
I know, wherever Connor's living.
Well, we ought to stop at that.
Well, all right. Well, first we've got to sell the problem with Julio's sister. And that's got to happen no matter what.
Now, he stayed there at the band.
Julio's in
Yeah.
the banjo.
So, well, we'll just go back there and we reconnoiter and I guess we'll figure out where we head. And you guys travel pretty much to the banjo. As you get there,
So we do go back to Memphis.
yes, you do go back to Memphis because you had to get Julio. So,
Oh, did we need Julio?
yeah, because
He knew how to get where she was at.
Okay.
Yeah.
And he would be able to stay with her once we got her out of there.
Okay.
yeah, knew and the sister would recognize him, so because as far as she knows, if she does anything, they'll kill him, and vice versa. So if she knows you guys are actually with him, she'll be more willing to go.
Some chloroform will do the job.
Yeah, it did. It worked for me. I mean, I'm here, but yeah. So pretty much, you guys get there. You have that conversation with Marie, and basically she goes on out, starts trying to find Hank, wherever he went.
Where did he say he went? He went to go have breakfast, and then he went to go do something else.
Yeah, he was gonna go talk to some folk.
Okay.
So
Bobby said that sounds like reverb. So
Reverb?
She doesn't know if the mics are too close. or
Levels
the
are
settings
levels
too high.
might be too high or the mics are too close together.
Yeah, she said it sounds like reverb.
well, what I could do, I can switch. We can undo that mic, and I can put that other table mic back up.
Maybe that's it, because we didn't have this one last
No,
time.
I thought I'd try it.
That's probably what it is.
So what we'll do?
Turn this off.
Yeah, you can just turn it on.
Yeah, we'll put off a little spaceship.
Steve is now,
Thanks, everybody.
Steve is now attempting his singing career.
Oh,
Donka Shane.
Those of you who are curious, this is Steve the dinosaur, the roleplayosaurus.
Hello, I'm Steve. Hello.
He's the one that has a set of dice we still have to give away.
Someone just freaked out.
What the? Somebody who's deathly afraid of
Dinosaurs.
dinosaurs.
If we get
Oh my God, they're back!
I have this phobia.
if we can get to 50 subscribers on YouTube, we'll give Steve's other set of dice away.
How many subscribers do we have?
40.
Oh,
Wow.
really?
For the last 6 years.
12.
This is for the last 6 years. We've been 40.
Yeah.
If we get to 50, we get to 100, we'll give you Mike.
Yep.
We'll come to your house and scrape and paint
Set
for
up
you.
your Facebook Live.
No.
for you.
Not set up now. It'll take me an hour and then I'll leave. Well, hopefully that sounds better. Let us know, guys.
Yeah,
And
let us know
also-
if that made a difference in the sound on Facebook.
Yeah, I was wondering if the
I was thinking maybe getting another one of these and set it right there. What do you guys think? Of this type?
I don't know what type is it?
The ones
Yeah.
that
Those
these seem to be really good mics.
Yeah,
they're not that
I
expensive.
think that one because
Last week
surround it was
with
reverb.
Dennis and Brad down here, you could hear these two just like they were right
That's-
on it. So,
Then I think that's what I'll do. I'll get one of them for right here.
Okay.
Then I'll get these two guys, and then one for you guys down there. And I think it'll be pretty sound pretty
Okay.
good. Because this
Let's
gets an
get
echo.
5 more up here.
I was thinking like in every register and in every ear,
Yeah.
and then
We wear them around our necks.
like really
old-fashioned
tight.
style.
the time I set it up, you're all dead.
Hurry up and level.
I can't see them.
I can't feel my hand.
What kind of role play is this?
It's like the Saw role-playing game or something.
Banana. Safe word. He's saying a safe word.
Safe word.
All right. So.
And on that really creepy note, let's continue.
Yeah, you really want to? Okay.
What do they call it? Snuff gaming?
Stop kidding me. Is that blue?
Oh, hold on.
This is blue.
It was on.
When your character dies, so do you.
Ooh. All right. So, yeah. So she leaves. You guys are kind of getting ready to pack up, then get the wagon ready and all that.
It was already ready.
Okay. As you're about to head out from across the street, which is right over there, you do see they have the Chinese family. They have the Chinese laundry, the old guy and his son. They start kind of walking over kind of hurriedly. He's kind of limping over there. He's kind of injured, but he going in. His son's like trying to talk to him, Chinese hesitantly, and he keeps waving him off. They basically have like a little bundle of something that they're walking over towards you.
It's a baby.
It's laundry.
It's a bunch of baby heads.
It's a bunch of baby heads. My father says you will need this. I don't think you do.
We'll make you baby head soup.
Baby head soup. Very good.
Why is he limping? One of them did his ankle.
He's got the baby on there. Ah.
Yeah.
They're heroin. It's okay.
I don't think we're going to take it.
Yeah. Cream with some of you on that. Anyway.
We will accept it. What is it?
Yeah. He kind of comes up and he bows deeply and he goes, "Ozayo gozaimasu." And you kind
Yes,
of
Mike
listen.
speaks
I
Chinese.
don't think
Yeah.
I've listened to him that much.
Sounds
So he
nice.
says like that, and then he kind of pauses, and then the son kind of goes, "I am very sorry, my father. I am Wang Chi, and then my father is he is Wang Chi.
You're Wang Chi Jr.
Yeah, no, what? No,
You're Chung Li?
Chumley.
Chun-Li. He's got the pigtails.
Oh.
Chang Lao?
Really nice legs.
what? No, he is Wang Chi. I am Li Chai.
All right.
I look at my notes wrong.
Okay.
He is Wang. I am Li.
And we're all
He's got the little tag. Hello, my name is.
Lee.
We're all kung fu.
Hi, I am Wang.
And what is this that you're?
Oh, this is
Great.
some food for you, for your journey.
Thank you.
And he gotta go. He says something like that. He's like, "Oh, you have to ask for food," It goes like this.
How'd you even know we're even going anywhere?
Well, you guys, he'd bring some food over and other stuff when you guys were talking about stuff. Because there was one point you guys came in and were talking with Julio and stuff. They had brought stuff over and so on and so forth. I says, my father.
We always like to discuss important plans when the neighbors are around.
Well,
They saved your place, man. I think they deserve it.
My father wanted me to ask you. Excuse me.
If you'll go out with me tonight.
Yes, on a big date.
Oh, sweet.
With him.
It's
I'm
some
asking
strange
for him.
anime.
Not for me. I'm asking for a friend.
Baked in a big Newton cookie.
I'm your fortune. No, okay, no.
That got really weird, really strange, guys.
I don't know if
Yeah, all right.
I don't know if I can go on tonight.
I don't think I'm going to Nashville like this.
It's an anime convention. Everybody's in their
We
own
got
thing.
some peyote
tentacles.
mixed in with this crab rangoon or something.
I think it's like the Mike's Pizza Ranch.
Mike's Pizza.
No more Pizza Ranch before we get
Yeah,
in.
you don't get Chinese food at Pizza Ranch. It's the law.
Ooh, the Chinese chicken they got, the Oriental chicken that they have though is really good.
Mm-hmm.
It's Chinese. Excuse
Pizza
me.
Ranch?
Sounds. Didn't mean to sound racist there.
Yeah, no.
Yeah, they have like an Oriental chicken that they like
On
fried chicken.
weekends. Yep. It's
So
very good.
man, it's
At
awesome.
Pizza Ranch?
Yeah.
Oh, really?
It's
Wow.
killer. Yeah, it's,
Never going to those things.
And
really
tonight's episode is not sponsored by Pizza Ranch.
but if Pizza Ranch wants to sponsor us, give us a call.
Especially with free food on Tuesdays.
For only your kids.
Pizza Ranch next
Because
week.
we're all kids.
we're all
here.
kids.
Oh, it's you guys and the Chinese chicken. Get out of here.
But I made this costume.
Your Mo King feathers over the face. Out, out, out.
Oh,
What are you supposed to be? General So's?
Just a big toe.
Look more like General So-and-so.
So.
Take him and your Colonel Sanders, buddy, and get out of here.
I'll say.
Boy.
Is there one that sells chicken gun in rank in military rank?
I do indeed believe we do.
Oh Lord.
What's up, Tim?
Yeah, that was...
We really...
So what was
Woo!
Flavor Flav has a chicken place? Was he Sergeant
Flavor Flav.
Sorry.
No, he did have a.
Did he
chicken place.
really?
Yeah.
Oh, I never knew that.
I think
He loved Red Lobster. I knew that.
I don't know about Red Lobster, but I think he had a chicken place.
Little
It's
known
out of
fact.
business now, though.
Yeah, I think he only had like a couple of places.
Yeah, so the rest somewhere close by to here though. It was like Iowa or Illinois or something like that.
Really? Wow. Well, they should have called us. We got a
Captain D's.
cosplay and everything. Oh well.
I don't think
Anyway.
a franchise called Private Chicken would go over.
Private cock. Deep fried cock.
Private Cock. That, yeah, you gotta go
What
in
was
the back
the-
door.
Ow!
What was Jay and Silent Bob's business from the last
Movies?
movie? No, not movies. It was oh crap, I can't remember now.
You know, we're
Jason
well on the way.
Bourne.
I'll take some alcohol.
So the,
Yeah.
so,
Oh.
the, so the ancient Chinaman gives us food.
Yeah, he's like, well, my father wants me to ask you. So, he's mentioned when he was bringing over food to you earlier, you mentioned the black dragons?
Yeah.
You did say these words?
One of us probably said those words.
And he kind of gets animated about it. And he's like,
It's funny how he doesn't speak a bit of English, but somehow he understood us say black dragons.
His son probably heard it.
it's like, no, he has heard the name. It is a criminal organization that is in Nashville.
Well, we're not planning on joining them.
They are very dangerous. They are head up by a rival of my father's.
A rival of your father's?
Yes. So our family, I guess.
For the laundromat business, or are you doing something else on the side?
Well, we make food. It is Chinese food and laundry.
They
So
invented
very
the Chinese buffet.
So there's another franchise.
That's actually true. I didn't know they had food there.
Yeah, they do.
Oh,
Yeah.
they have food
So
there.
there's soap flakes and corn flakes and chicken flakes.
Please do not let those mixed up.
And lead flakes.
Laundry detergent and sticky buns.
And if you do have sticky buns, we'll wash them.
Oh.
And bathhouse.
And bathhouse. And he's like,
Yeah, we're aware if it's a criminal organization. We're trying to save somebody from it.
and he relays that to him. And you're picking up a little bit now. And he's like, he kind of shakes his head. He's like, no, you do not understand. Their leader, Lo Pan, may be close.
Low pan?
Low pan? Which low
Yeah,
pan?
which low
10
pan?
foot tall roadblock and a little basket case on wheels.
Thank you.
What insane! I saw him in the street. little Easter egg for
Yeah.
you.
Oh
Yeah.
God, we're
The
playing
Lord
Rust.
of Death stole my truck.
Yeah.
Stole my wagon.
He stole my wagon.
You,
It was full of pork chops.
you say he may be close.
And he goes, Father, my father used to be head of a dojo in China. My father is what you would call enlightened.
Albino.
He's a sensei.
I met some of them folks when I was in California.
He nods. He goes, unfortunately, our family has fallen far from grace, mainly due to Lo Pan.
You afraid that if we go there, we're gonna get Lopan to come here after you?
He just relays that. He's like, no. It's like, no, he says it is more a concern for you. He would not like to see any of you get injured or hurt in any way. You are good men, honorable men.
You thinking Lopan is in Nashville?
He feels he senses him there. Perhaps he is coming to see my father and I. But that is a long time ago. But even then, it would not be something Lopan would do. It would be more of a visit.
Sounds like we're killing two stones with one bird.
Besides, if Lopan said if he ever saw our family, he would kill us on sight.
If he ever saw you.
Any of my father or his dojo. Now it's just myself and my sister and father now. And you've seen the sister over there. She's actually,
Well, I'd say as long as you stay here, he comes looking for you.
he says, but it would be difficult to get audience. Why is it you wish to see this man? Or the Black
They
Dragon?
could wish to see anybody.
Yeah, we're not looking to see him.
We're just looking to get a girl out of.
And then he's like, they have my sister, man. They might throw her in the brothel or work or kill her if they think I've churned.
So we're gonna go get her out of there before they get a chance.
And he gets animated again after he tells you, he's like, you do not understand. There are many enlightened within the Black Dragon community. He says, many of you may not survive a confrontation of such proportion. My father wishes, he goes, he kind of pauses as his father says something. They kind of get in a little argument. And you're picking up with your language is like, he's kind of saying, no, father, that's all we have left. And he's like, no.
What do you mean that's all you have left?
He kind of eyes you a bit. He kind of rattles something off. It's hard for you to pick it up a little bit.
Yeah, I said that back in English.
Yeah, he's like, my father has part of the Emerald Lotus that was given to him by Princess Maolin.
What's the Emerald Lotus?
It is a symbol of the Emperor's family and also of our dojo. It is the only thing that has any sort of honor left on our names.
That's supposed to help us fight a bunch of enlightened.
My father said he would kill any of the family on sight, but he would not kill emissaries of our house. And the only way to recognize that house is with this symbol. And he produces it. It's basically like this engraved emerald icon of a dragon, kind of that yin and yang looking symbol. Kind of engraved.
Amulet?
Yeah, like an amulet, like half of it. He says he is willing to let you take this and be able to get an audience with Lopan, or at least Kailin. They would have to respect whatever communication you would have with her without a confrontation. And he kind of, he talks again. He says, "I should go, Father. I should go." And he's like, "No, they will kill you. It's done. But these are good men. I owe them for changing here."
Well, getting an audience with them isn't exactly going to help us out much.
But I see their point. If we're captured and taken before them,
It is true.
we could use that as a bartering chip to at least talk our way out of it. Give us the girl and no harm will come to you, kind of thing.
Why would they give us the girl just because of this?
That I do not know, but my father says it would at least give you the honor, respect of a meeting, or get you out of trouble if you do tend to get into such things. It is something he offers willingly. It is a great honor.
I'll take it. Don't mind, I've encountered some of
I
them
already
in
got it.
California.
I already got God on my neck.
Well, if you think you know what you're doing now,
I
go for
don't,
it.
but I need all the help I can get.
True.
Well,
You all.
they say like that, and he comes up, he bows.
I kind of do the same because when I spent time in Bodie, California, we traveled with Brooklyn.
I follow him. He starts saying something like more reverently. He kind of takes it off and he's holding it in his hand. He's like, "My father, a long time ago, was a defender of a dojo, Jinsan. They were protectors of a holy relic called the Buddha of the Moon, the balanced Buddha of the Moon, which held both yin and yang upon it. This Buddha would, once the viewer looked upon it, would see both sides of themselves becoming the other, and then when they view it again, become the other themselves back again, to fulfill your enlightenment down the path of your true self." During a visit of the Emperor's family, Westerners and another rival group attacked. Lopan was also in charge of protecting this shrine, but it was gone. My father failed to protect the sacred Buddha, instead of choosing to protect the family. That is why we are in great disgrace.
That's why you lost your honor.
Although the Emperor was very thankful for the love, he too must follow the path of what was the honor be. And during that time, Mao Lin and he became in love. Mao Lin is my mother, as Mao Chi is also. Unfortunately, she passed away before coming here to this thing. We do not know if it was revivals, but father believes it was Lopan's vengeance upon him for choosing one over the other. He wishes you to carry it and bring a word that you are a representative of him, and that you have the honor and respect to deserve a meeting. And basically, he kind of tells you that, although a house is not, the honor of this symbol is, and you should do these men respect as you would do me in a meeting.
Do him.
Yeah, right there.
And his name is Wang Chi.
Wang Chi's the son, yes.
Okay. And so what is the
Li Chai.
Li Chai? What is the name of the dojo? Or is it just Li
Ginseng.
Chai?
Ginseng.
Ginseng.
And I made these up. I have no idea.
Okay.
Very white.
And I'm on behalf of Splinter.
Yes.
Okay. Yep. So we're looking for Shredder.
You look for a rat?
Yeah, we're looking for a rat.
Yeah. Shredder is actually Lopan, so. Anyway, yes, but he says, carry this,
That makes so
show
much
it, and
sense.
then, they will have to respect you.
Yes. Well, we're not exactly looking for an audience, but if it comes to it.
It will.
So if he's your rival, why would he honor this?
It is more the house, the name of the house, more than he. He is honoring the house he was once part of as well.
Okay. Well, I'll make sure to get it back as soon as we return.
And he hands it off, and when he does, you visibly see him get weaker. Like he kind of stumbles a little bit, and the sun kind of helps him up. So he kind of like loses some of his chi with it.
Oh, okay, I got you.
I mean, you can sense the chi power through it. There's like that wind.
Yeah, the anime.
So when he hands it, there's like the wind kind of flows around Copperhead a little bit. There's like a couple rose petals fly by.
I kind of do that.
Rose petals.
Hand that to me again. Get a picture of this.
He's like, oh, okay. But he goes like, he bows and wishes you a good journey.
And I'll return the.
And then they go.
How much can you steal?
But he helps his father back, and then you can, Brad, you're kind of getting the lingo down a little bit. You can see he's still kind of arguing that he should go. Is that whoa, opener over here?
I saw somewhere.
So, but he's adamant against it. So. But yeah, pretty much that's it. And they go back to the thing. You do see the daughter kind of out there, just kind of standing off the side in her dress, and she is very attractive, but just kind of like looking kind of worried. And as she gets closer, she kind of runs out, helps him up. They take him in. He sits down on a bench and just kind of like looks exhausted, just tired of everything.
So where'd you learn all that bowing and stuff?
I was in California for a time, Bodie, California, and met a couple of these enlightened fellas.
So what exactly does this enlightenment thing mean?
Well,
They're wise men?
no.
Religious figures?
You ever seen any of these Asian folk do martial arts? Like their fighting
Seen
styles?
some people do a square dance once.
Okay, well, these fellas fight like nothing I ever seen. They're faster. I saw a guy catch a bullet out of the air one time. I don't know how he did it. He caught it and threw it back at the fella and shot him in the leg. But don't ask me how. They attribute it to this chi that they store up, some sort of spiritual energy, I guess. I've seen a fella take down 4 guys with one hand. I don't know how he did that either. But, they were on my side at
If you
that
have a
time.
cult, you can roll. If you do.
They were on my side at the time, and if that works for them, well, I'm glad to have it.
Alright.
And if we got to go up against fellas like that, I would much rather have this to talk our way out of it than deal with that kind of thing.
6 is my highest.
8-11.
Well, it seems to me like there's a whole lot of people don't want us to go there at all.
I'm going to roll since now I have a cult. Maybe I know what.
Your target number is a 7.
22.
Yes, you've heard of what he's talking about. It's called chi, and they basically draw energies from the hunting grounds or the elemental powers, almost kind of closer to the Native Americans do, but in their own way. So they draw a lot of power from the hunting grounds. I mean,
Yeah, Bobby said TikTok sounds good, and so does Facebook.
there's that microphone.
Pass that mic out.
Get out of here, Mike.
I'm sorry.
No, sorry, wrong mic.
You're fired! You're fired! You're fired!
Don't get shamed.
I still think one of these is better too. Anyway.
Yeah.
But yeah, you know that they can be quite powerful. I mean, it's like hucksters, except they don't really have that backlash of sorts. And you know they can do incredible martial arts. And it would be like when he describes some of these people and he talks about them, you've read stuff where they could be, one man could take down 100 people. So if they have several of these people there, could be pretty bad. Just so you know. Just with a 21, you'd know that some of these guys can be pretty powerful. But they have a limit. With a 21, yeah, you know, they can only draw up so much energy and then they're done. But they still are accomplished hand-to-hand fighters. Better off shooting from far away before they even get close to you, because once they do, you're toast.
That's what filming's for.
How long's in my steam powered?
You might even encounter one, Dennis.
Okay.
Maybe in the European thing, you might even have been some representatives there, and you probably witnessed some of them in your battle in court. Maybe the martial artists were there, and you probably spoke with one of these enlightened. So you've actually had personal one-on-one
So
experience.
basically, snipe the ball and cause.
Just imagine you watched some of the martial arts movies, so you have that kind of knowledge right now. So anyway,
So shoot them at a distance and keep moving. Gotcha.
Well, like I said, unless they catch a bullet out of the air, that one fella did.
but you also know too
So
armed.
dynamite all the way. Gotcha.
Word, you do certain things in a certain way, authority. So
Nobody can dodge dynamite.
anyway, okay, that was pretty much all that. You get everything ready to go after all that. But head on out.
Oh, let's go.
Head them up.
Move
Move them out. Head them up. Head them on. Moving up. Raw
She
high.
said, and then also Maria tells you too, if we don't catch you before we leave, there's a ranger station.
I bail.
There's a ranger station in every town, right?
No.
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 There's like one in Roswell. There's one in, the main one is in Richmond right now.
They have a few offices, but there's not one in every town. It's like
I just
one in
think
per
Probably the closest.
state, maybe.
Probably the closest one is probably Atlanta. I don't know if Nashville, if Tennessee would even have one or not. Because none of the books say, none of the descriptions
Probably
have
not
it.
Tennessee because it's too close to disputed lands,
Yeah.
disputed territories, so it's probably mostly in the south.
It's also more heavily with military and stuff too, with further troops.
So she tells you that there's a kind of a gun shop there in town called the 50 Cal. Go there.
Calvin's like, "Whoop."
Go there, and they kind of know him,
Oh, okay.
like a personal contact. So they'll end up going there eventually. So he's kind of a gun dealer, but he's dealt with the Rangers before. So
Kind of like a message drop.
yeah, and like if they run through town, they kind of stop there, and if they have a problem, that's pretty good. It's a safe house.
That sells guns.
50 Cal.
Helpful.
It's actually just a cannonball.
It's a
But
50
yeah,
pounder.
it is getting kind of evening. After you've done all that during the day, still head on over. Probably going to take you, what did you think, about 2 days ride?
To get from Nashville to Memphis. Memphis to Nashville, I mean.
Riding horses?
Well, we've got a wagon,
Wagon.
though.
Oh, yeah.
Probably about, I was just looking that up. Probably on horseback, it's actually probably going to take about 3 or 4 days.
With the wagon.
Yeah,
Probably
it's probably
4.
going to take 3 or 4 days.
You're camping on the way, or are you going to try and stop at saloons?
There's probably enough towns along the way we could probably. Although, unless you guys want to camp, just camp along the road or something like that. That's
Keep
fine, too.
people from noticing where we're going if we can.
Yeah.
We'd definitely be able to hide our movement better if we would camp and not stop at the towns.
We'll probably have to go through the towns, but at least we won't be
Passing through
stopping.
is not stopping and hanging
Yeah.
out, though.
No, that's
So
true.
yeah, that's fine with me.
Well, in that case, you guys get what you need on the road. Bo also tells you too. He's like kind of on the trip. He goes like, now, gentlemen in that town, the Five Fists do have enemies, although they've pretty much knocked most of them out.
In Nashville?
Yes. Well, I'm familiar with Miss Molly of the Blue Madams. She kind of rolls. Used to run many of the brothels there in town until the Black Dragons took over most of it. But she is a good personal close friend of my own, and if we want any other intelligence of the city, she'd be the ear that would give it to us if we want to know anything.
Miss Molly.
She would probably know exactly what Connor's rotation would be. And there's the Rich Street Russacks, their rival gang. Rito Dentale, he's kind of a rival gang of theirs. Does a lot of other business, but he still exists in town if you wanted anybody else to talk to. But it's just a suggestion if you want to talk to somebody about anything, Miss Moll would be more than
adequate to speak with.
Definitely take that under advisement, Bo.
Bo.
Oh, and I'm sorry, there was one more thing. As you guys are about to leave, one
The
of
banjo explodes.
yes, no, one of Sonny's boys. You're actually on the street.
Sonny
with
boy.
Sonny's boys.
Well, one of Sonny's band.
Oh, that's right. The old man.
They kind of catch you on the way and basically said, "Hey, their telegram came in for you fellers."
Telegram?
Telegram?
Telegram.
I don't want it.
Got a telegram for you. Cram it. Stop.
St.
Eat
Lou
it.
St. Lou already gave us a basket full of food, so we'll hold off on the cram.
Not a telespam.
If I open it up, is it going to ask me about the warranty on the wagon?
We've been trying to reach you regarding the warranty on your wagon.
It's about to expire.
But to let you know, Cobb, the cram is a very good berry sauce. Really, really good.
Cranberry.
Not cram. Cram, it is a cranberry, but the name of it is cram. There's a Swedish thing, goes excellent on groundcocker.
Broadcaca.
Right.
Broadcaca?
Groundcocker. It's like a custard.
Oh, all right.
Cram and groundcocker.
Sounds a little too much like cock off.
Yeah.
Uh,
I'm not sure it's not the one eating no custard either.
anyway, they give you the telegram. You read it.
It explodes a little bit.
That says,
Stop what you're doing.
it's a personal telegram from General Lee.
Okay.
Shit.
I pull off my hat.
He's like,
Did someone die?
pleased to hear from you, my dear friends. Stop. I'm intrigued by the last message by Mr. Beauregard. Stop. I'm sending a friend of mine, Mr. Taylor, to meet you in your destination at the watering hole. Stop. Looking forward to you in the future and this endeavors. For blood and honor. Blood and honor. In addition, my wife asked.
Bo, he's busy.
Asked if Mr. Smith is doing well, and we both send our regards to him over his recent loss. Because remember, his wife came out and gave condolences at your grave.
Yeah.
So did he.
Oh, did they?
I forgot about that.
Yeah, Lee actually personally came out and had a conversation with you and was at the graveside to say, well, I understand why you didn't come, and found out what happened recently to his wife. She came as well with a bouquet of flowers put on the grave.
And was I there too? Or?
Yeah.
Okay.
I don't know if you remember that or not.
Now that you mention, I do. Yeah.
He's not, he had a conversation, well, I know it's not easy, and
Yeah.
almost kind of like, I know who you are, but sometimes we do things
Right. Yeah.
we're not proud of.
You're
done
one
it
in the
too.
north, not in the south yet.
Well, and he's just kind of like, we do things in World War II that we're not happy with. So
Yeah.
decisions we have to live with every day. But yeah. So
Okay, well, I kind of. That's from Mr. Lee. General Lee. He goes, he's sending a man to meet us at a place called the Watering Hole in Nashville. Named by Mr. Taylor. Have you ever heard of him?
you're in the military. Who's in the military?
Military.
Go ahead and roll your. I guess it'd be. We'll just substitute area knowledge.
If it's something to do with Lee, remember, I was only in the Tennessee Army, the two different armies.
Okay.
So,
I'll just make the target number
You were
probably in
actually
the.
in the Confederate
Yeah.
Army.
well, you were in East. Were you with the Army of Virginia or the Army of the Tennessee? What area?
It was Tennessee.
Were you here in this area?
Yeah.
Okay, so you'd be the same as me.
Oh,
Okay, so basically 11 or better area. Just roll your knowledge. I won't put a penalty.
Just straight knowledge.
Yep. But you gotta get them 11.
Oh.
Red Hot too.
11.
Okay. Well, most of you know him. His real name is Walter Taylor, which actually in real life history he was
Walter Taylor.
Walter Taylor. Well, he was his actual top aide.
Okay.
And he was very honorable man. Did a lot of stuff. He was very man of the world. Did lots of things like well educated. Did all sorts of things. And he was a very good man in the military. I probably knew him, and he was very very honorable, a true soldier. And he believed in no back to everything else. Kind of exact opposite of some of the generals. It's like, no, I mean, this man surrendered. We're going to honor him, and he's one of those people too. It's like we are all the same people. It's unfortunate we're having a disagreement over this border. He was actually one of the men that really pushed to have the slaves freed as well. So he's a very.
He also fight Santiano.
Huh?
In the Mexican American War.
Yes, he did.
There's a song about him.
Yep.
Really?
General Taylor. Yep.
So yeah. Anyway, that's who he is, and you recognize that name. So he's probably talking about. So.
Cool. General Taylor. Well, even singing about it.
He wanted to leave, step down. He did too as well. The staff did.
Oh, Taylor. That's a different Taylor.
So I thought.
Yeah, it's a different Taylor.
Okay.
Yeah.
Oh, you sure?
Wasn't sure.
I thought it was the same song. He didn't. No.
I don't know.
Same general. Like, I don't know.
Anyway.
We'll
So
find
yeah,
out.
that was the telegram.
I'll Wikipedia it tonight.
There you go.
Okay, well, I guess me and him both heard of him. Anyway, we kind of, like, explained to you. He was a top aide to Mr. Lee.
Alright.
Served in the military as well.
He was down there?
Up there, yes.
Up there? Okay.
Supposedly, I don't know exactly how long it's going to take him. There's no dates or anything.
So I guess Lee's
Well, we have train, so
doing.
he'll probably be there by train long before you guys are. So it's gonna be probably a couple of days.
So I guess Lee's all for what we're doing?
Seems to be.
Or at least not against it?
Not against it.
Alright.
As he
He's
said,
not saying it's for
telegram.
it either, so I imagine we're going to discuss matters with Taylor. So more than likely, they're probably going to tell us to stop. Everybody else is telling us to stop. And then, what was the last part? Miss says hi.
Yeah, it's about his wife and he both send her continued condolences and hope you're doing well, Mr.
They
Smith.
also mentioned you,
Okay.
Mr. Smith, offering you continued condolences for your wife.
Thanks.
At least they remember.
Yeah. Kind of shocked about that. There was so much on his mind, I think he worried about a criminal.
Too bad they don't remember the right person. Mr. Smith.
That's fine. It's thought that counts. They know what I look like. Of course, if they're smart, and Mr. Lee probably is,
It's
Well,
very
they know
possible as well.
As you know, telegraph taps and everything else. So.
I'm sure they know who I am.
Oh, they did.
As long as the gremlins don't get a hold of it.
Go feed them after midnight.
Keep them dry.
Pretty much the first couple days are pretty uneventful. Pretty much you're traveling and camping and everything else like that.
Make sure it's set up a guard at night.
Third night though.
Okay, I mean,
I'm gonna set up a
I'm
garter
gonna
at night.
roll for night terrors for these days.
Okay.
Oh, yeah.
What was that? Roll on.
Is there how you doing shifts?
No. Night terrors.
Spirit target number, I believe, is 7.
Oh, it was mine. Should be on your sheet.
Hold on, let me check. I didn't find it.
Whoa.
That was a mic test. He tested me. That was one burp.
Hello, TikTok land.
How
That's what
many
they're
more
doing there.
beers until you don't have a liver? One beer.
My phone keeps dropping the connection. That's weird.
What?
This phone keeps dropping connection. See what this film is doing. It's still good.
Make a spirit check target number of 7.
Oh, this time.
Spirit. Target.
Chips left over. Oh, yeah. Chips left over from the previous session. So if you're drawing chips at the beginning of the session, you should roll before that, if it applies. But anyway,
So this is on a nightly thing. So
so you can spend chips on the roll. If you fail, your character loses your highest value chip. Oh, this is the new version. Represents fatigue and strain and constant go bust, and your character loses your highest value fate chip. But I think I have
doing
it.
that. You're doing like the penalty.
Yeah, it was minus 2.
-2, then -4, then -6, and then collapse and reset.
Everything online.
So you
is-
failed.
So on
You failed
spirit-
the day. This day.
Yeah,
So
for
this
the
is
first day. So the second day. Oh my god, I got 3 ones.
Oh, you went bust?
I went bust.
Oh, boy.
So what does that mean?
You definitely don't sleep.
I mean, any other additional penalty?
Yeah, I'm pretty sure there is.
We had 397 viewers on this feed.
Wow.
Wow.
I had to stop it because it kept dropping for some reason. So.
I remember right. If you went bust.
Whoops.
That's next year. This is only 21.
Because I know if you go bust, like, you are actually transported to the hunting grounds, but I can't remember what the penalty is.
Would that be during the sleep cycle?
Yeah. I
Okay.
can't remember what you.
I'm not busting big way. I had a 5 and 3 ones.
Anyway, I should have brought my notes and I did.
Is it one of these I have?
No, you've got the updated version where it's fake chips. I have the original.
Well, I'll just wing it.
Yeah. For now, let's say, yeah, since you went bust, you do lose one of your highest fake chips. So you lose a blue chip. Because I know it has something to do with you actually get transported during your nightmare to the hunting grounds.
Mhm.
It's like you're fighting for your life. So for now, we'll just represent it with that.
All right.
You need to buy that thing off.
Okay, that was the. I'm wanting to work towards that, but
Yeah,
Dale and I have to do. have to work on it.
I'm going to do that one.
Yeah, he's gonna do your.
I'm doing it.
Funny enough,
That's why I
fair
gave you
story.
that thing. That's the beginning of it. Some background to it.
Oh, okay.
Here's Walter Taylor.
Oh.
Looks like Skeet Orange.
It does. That's weird.
Give the phone a quick restart here.
Okay, a -4 after we start off after our first night on the road.
Ooh.
Okay, so that was a 9, so 7. So target is 7. So okay, after the second night on the road, I got a good night's sleep, so I'm good to go.
Okay. So you rest up and all your
I rest up and
penalties are gone.
Right. Okay, Mike. After that first night we camped out, I really had a bad
Right, I
night.
heard that.
Yeah. But after the next night, I didn't have any. So second full day on the road. Then, well, after the second night camping on the road, I'm good.
Okay.
Now you see, there's a third night camping.
Yeah, the third night so how are we doing watches on that anyway? Is it every couple hours, or is it only a couple people, or how do we do the watches?
We're just 2 people a night.
Okay.
For 4 hours.
Okay. So it would be first night, second night, third night.
I'll take the first night and the third night.
Okay, it would be the second one.
I'll take the second shift.
Okay. So you can go ahead and roll for your sleep.
I guess I'll take third shift.
We only had 2 shifts.
Oh,
Two
thank
shifts.
God.
Yeah, you got it the other night, so
Right.
do that again.
No, I didn't make target of 7, so I'm going to be -2.
Okay.
I gotta go pee.
All right. Who had the first shift?
That would have been Tom, right?
Yeah, I said first shift.
All
What
right.
night is it?
Third night.
Third night.
You're getting closer to up that way now. You did pass a column during the day.
Column.
Yeah,
Soldiers?
Yeah. Heading out. They're heading more west. It's probably about 300 men. You had to pull kind of off the side of the road as they pass. That's been about the only thing. There's farmers, other people you pass on the way, but not too much at all. No one really gives you much of a glance. Some of the soldiers maybe do, senior chaplains. Some of them nod or pray or something like that to both priests. A couple of them will holler out Olaf during the day, pray for his fathers, so on and so forth. Eventually that night, you kind of camp, and it's kind of getting night. You're near a stream. It's pretty nice out. Actually, it's been pretty peaceful the whole trip up here. Dale, you have been having odd dreams, like the first night was like you're kind of going up a mountain, and it's a very tough journey, and there's all these difficulties as you go up the mountain, and you don't even remember when you wake up what the difficulties were, but they were just very hard to do to get up this mountain. And when you do get up there, like you almost get to the top, and then you wake up. It's a little restless night, kind of fighting stuff all the way up. The second night, you've been same sort of thing. You're back at the bottom of the mountain again. It's like this time though, there's people with you, and they're trying to help you up the mountain, and you're letting before you push them off. So you're helping people go up, and there seems to be other forces there, or other meanings. And as you see at the top of the mountain, there is like a light, but it's like I think it's solar, like a full moon light, like eclipse over the full moon. You know?
Oh, yeah, I know what you mean. Yeah.
So it's got that aura, but there's still like a blackness behind there. There's something at the top, like a temple or something.
Oh.
Okay.
And eventually, you almost get to the gate with the help of people with
Nice.
you don't quite
Thank
get in.
you.
Like you almost don't want to go in.
Okay.
And then the third night, you get back up there a lot easier, it seems. And as you're going up, there's a lot of people like nondescript people like curating you as you're almost coming through like the town to the temple. It's definitely Asian. You look at everything, but the people are nondescript. They're almost like blank faces with lines. It's kind of like out of one of those anime, cartoony ones. They've got like these full flowing heads or bigger heads, and just like strange.
Bunch of chibi.
Yeah. And as you get up to the tent, there's a lot of people saying, "You don't deserve to be here. We should take him out." And basically, you sense there's a presence behind you, and you kind of look, and there's like a dragon there, and it's going like why are you here? And then you kind of look up and you do see like there's like a figure behind these two big doors of the temple with like the Chinese walls,
real ornate.
and they've got the double line across, and there's kind of like stairs going up, and you can just see a figure kind of standing on like a dais up there. And the dragon's kind of like looking around. All these people are like, ah, and they're like, why are you here? And then somebody wakes you up. Really? Why are you here? And all of a sudden, Kyle's waking you up.
Why are you here?
You want a beer?
Have some coffee.
Yes, let's.
You're rested though.
Yes,
when you wake
have
up.
some.
Yes, have some.
But I'm rested.
Yeah, you're rested.
Okay.
Every night, you kind of wake
Just
up.
weird dreams.
You alright?
No, just weird dreams. Something about this amulet, probably, because I don't normally dream about Asian culture and dragons.
And you see,
And he probably looked
That
like a
does sound
beard.
pretty weird.
Like
you
a
do see
flash
Dennis
of-
over there, kind of
Would
constantly
you like
turning.
some coffee with that whiskey?
Whiskey. Hmm. Was he really trashing around?
Not as bad as the other night, but he's definitely having a bad night. But
Because I've never really noticed that before until now. Usually was sleeping in inns and stuff.
yeah, the other night he really had a bad.
Hotels, not inns.
The other night he really had a bad. You could tell it was about the war and everything else. He was just having that. Because he rolled a 3, so it was almost. You almost went over and kind of held him down, and he finally came out of it.
He was crashing so bad he wasn't biting his tongue, he was biting yours.
He latched on.
Tasty.
Might have to see if I can find something from God's wisdom to help him out with this.
He probably corked a bottle of whiskey. That always helped me.
It helped me through some too.
You don't remember much.
Get a little bit of whiskey, put in my coffee. Actually, throw out the coffee. And put in the whiskey.
Is it morning that we're waking up to travel?
Oh, I was
No,
just
midnight.
waking up. That was not
Okay,
shit.
so I'll just the rest of the night I'll probably kind of watch, but I'll keep an eye on him. Make sure if he's still having night.
It's not as bad. It's more like
restless sleep.
restless sleep. Go ahead and roll your cog. And Rob, roll your cog. You can add keen and stuff to it.
16.
You've been kind of thinking about stuff.
17.
And you kind of hear a rustle or a crack cut out in the woods. A little bit more off, but there's something moving out there. You can hear it. Maybe a critter or something. But you do hear something.
Turn on the night vision scope I have on my gun. And
You're asleep.
I was wondering
It
what
does that automatically.
You kind of find out there looking. You can kind of hear moving off that one. Then you hear something over this way too.
Okay.
A couple. So the 16 is like pretty good sized animal. A couple wolves maybe, or coyotes. But they're kind of far away, but they're kind of resting around the edge of the camp.
I'll keep an ear out and watch.
You're kind of, Rob, you're kind of getting up out of bed. And you can smell breakfast.
Breakfast from yesterday.
Ooh, tuna! It's that General Tso's chicken again! They went right through me.
Who's cooking breakfast?
You're not sure. You look up, you're kind of in like some cabin. You're not too sure, and you can hear.
I'm in a cabin.
Yeah, you hear, what's her name humming? What's her name? I can't think of her.
Oh, Lily.
Lily humming off the way.
Does this seem odd to me, or do I seem like I'm...
You've kind of maybe had dreams like this. Maybe not this cabin, but just kind of like places.
Right.
You know?
I'm just going to play along with it.
Yeah, it's kind of like you're just having a dream. And she comes up, she talks to you now.
Right.
She says, you finally up? Sleepyhead?
Yes, honey, I'm sorry. It's a long night.
Mm-hmm. I wish you remembered every night. These are all just dreams.
And I just... No, I'm kidding.
Oh, eggs! Oh, I just ate eggs!
That's not what I was thinking, but okay.
Yeah, okay.
No.
Oh, it is
Make it a good dream.
Yeah, we'll make it a good dream. Do you want to do that?
Sure.
Alright, that happens.
Yeah.
Is
What
that
just happened?
I can just see him over there having
Jacob
a wet
and Lily are
dream. He's
boycotting.
having night terrors,
Or-
and I'm like,
Kelvin.
the dragon is talking to me. Cal's sitting there watching him sleep. Jesus, what am I traveling with?
Yeah, he's kind of asleep, and then you do see him kind of like that Ghostbusters scene.
Over.
He kind of rolls over a little bit. Oh yeah.
They start inching over towards me, separate us.
Yeah.
Where's Bo when you need him?
Bo's
Bo's here
does
too.
that all the time.
Yeah. I was gonna say, just put them next to each other here.
There you go. Those are
Somebody will
pillows.
end up-
Those are pillows.
Somebody will end up pregnant. Don't do that.
But yeah, you kind of finish up, and he's like, "Well, breakfast is cold now, but we'll warm it up." She does. And
Go on to
you're
the-
eating, you're kind of ravenous. It's actually delicious, and
Mhm.
you're having all that sort of thing, and you start hearing a pounding at the door. The cabin.
Get my gun. Go to the door.
There you get the gun. It's an old musket,
Shit.
powder musket. You open the door, and it's your head man at your business. Like he's all in his street.
At my
Four-piece.
business?
Yeah, your four-piece suit. And
Oh.
things like that.
Oh.
And he's like, you stand there with like a briefcase.
Uh-huh.
There's some other people behind him, and he's in like one of those hallways of New York City, kind of like the office thing. He's like, "Sir, we've been trying to find you. Aren't you coming back to do your business?" Yes.
What business?
You're in charge of this industry.
You all taking care of this, remember?
Well, we can't do it alone. And as they're talking, it's like the guys behind him are like, "Oh, yeah, you're coming back." They gotta start getting like,
Like rabid?
yeah, and they're like, their tongues start hanging out, and they start looking kind of like dogs. It's like, "Sir, you've got to come back." And they start like, "No, come on." Like they
Shoot them.
You start laying the thing, and she slams the door. He's having breakfast.
You think you just saved their lives, honey?
I think so. Come on now, get in the canoe.
Didn't we just do that?
Oh yes. Very good. Oh.
Nice.
Then you turn around. You're at a riverbank, and there's like an Indian canoe.
Dude, now I start thinking something's weird.
It is a dream.
Really? Now?
Just now.
Wait a minute.
Lucidity dawns.
Yeah. Come on. I ain't paddling this. You're doing it.
I'm trying to figure out what's going on, so I'm actually stopping and like trying to. Where am I?
Yeah, you're kind of river. You can't remember seeing.
There's
Actually, you look back. It's kind of when you were in the military, like one of the main rivers that heads up towards through Memphis and all that.
Yeah.
It's just you remember like, oh, I really like this place. It's a pretty place. You were like just camped there
So-
with the military.
Okay.
You know. You can kind of hear the camp back behind you a little bit, but it's an Indian canoe.
Right. Strange. I'll get in the canoe.
Right. And she hands you the oar, and you can
Start paddling.
And after a while, you're getting tired, and she's just kind of sitting back with her shawl and her umbrella, and you're like, well, this is ridiculous. I got enough money to get something. And there's like this, you turn back, and there's like, you just start pulling on a lever, and then it's basically this Ghost Rock motorboat. And then pretty soon, there's like a raft comes up next to you, and basically you see these big wolves about the size of a horse, and you look at them, and it's like, remember the vampires?
Yeah.
Those wolves? They're like up, and they got their tongues out, and they're like, stop. Why not by? She's like, well, they seem nice. She kind of waves.
I'm just like, what the fuck?
And then like,
That is the last time I eat Pizza Ranch.
People are going to bed. Yeah.
and then back behind, like, you see that one Indian that you actually turned into a human,
Yeah.
and then he's basically on skis. And he's just, but he's like the Indian, like, and he just goes by, he goes like, what are you doing in this woods?
I don't know.
You have strange hunting ground.
Agreed.
You start hearing some movement and some growling.
Okay.
You hear
Closer?
Kelvin.
Yeah.
You hear Kelvin go.
Alright, I'm gonna roll him out of the campfire area as a sacrifice.
Sacrifice.
I'm gonna hang a pork chop around his neck. And he can sit down and watch.
You're gonna like get a big fist and smack him away. Looney Tunes.
Yeah, I'll probably just kind of keep an eye out, make sure they're actually getting closer before I bother anybody to wake up.
With a 16 still, you do notice like some shadows get closer, and you can almost hear them sniffing, but they're big wolves. And again, they look. Remember those wolves you had with the vampires?
Yeah.
They look similar to those size.
Okay.
They seem to just kind of scoot around the camp a little bit, and then for a brief, one of them you notice, which was the one chief one.
Yeah.
You remember you spoke to?
Yeah.
There was like a real big one, if I remember right.
Yeah.
You see him kind of in the shadows, and you can see his eyes, and you
Right.
recognize those eyes.
Oh, okay.
And it just kind of scared, like just leering at you.
Yeah.
And then it just kind of nods a little bit, and then they all move away.
As soon as I recognize it, I'll probably like uncock the hammer.
Yeah.
And just kind of do the.
It kind of blinks,
Hey,
and that's when it
hey.
blinks and nods. And then they all seem to move away. And then you kind of wake up, Rob, soon after that.
I'm gonna. As soon as they wander away, it's like. Cock. That's weird. So if they move away and they.
They don't come back. They're
Okay. Well, I'll let the guy sleep, but I'm definitely gonna.
He wakes up
be
though,
on
kind
edge.
of soon after that.
He's sitting there with both guns on his knees.
Yeah.
Excuse me.
Problem?
Not really, but we had some old friends visit.
What?
And the wolves we fought.
You just see
In the
Kelvin kind of
Cumberland
go
woods.
pale, like, yeah,
We're around here.
yeah, read my dream too.
It's like a seal on the boat. You have a heap of
I'm not gonna tell him
mistakes.
that. I was gonna say I seen them.
Apparently they were here for you then.
Hmm.
So I saw the big one. Just nodded at me and then they all left. Now you're awake. So whatever they had to say to you must have been important.
I think I'll join you the rest of the
Hang
shift.
ten, dude.
You see me get up and
I mean, everyone's had weird dreams, but you woke up, so you
Right.
vividly remember it, you know. So
I'll just hang out and watch for a while myself. That's all right.
Uncock the hammer.
Pull out,
Yeah,
pull out
I was
the big
like,
50.
pretty much it's uneventful the rest of that.
I don't know if they're talking to him or not.
Next,
Calm it down.
it's pretty quiet the rest of that night.
Okay.
Next morning, you guys wake up. Your fourth day, heading into town. So.
When we wake up, or when I get the guys up, I'm gonna kind of walk out in where they were, just to see
yeah.
if they I'll kind of track, see if I see footprints, even though I
You can
know they're
roll.
there. But I'm also looking to see if they left anything. So,
Go ahead and roll your tracking.
Yeah.
They left little droppings, which if you put together, it'll form something.
It says 4 killed.
Word says
11.
11? Yeah. There. How many were? I don't remember. Mike doesn't remember how many there were. I want to say
12.
12 of them. There was like
Something that.
12 or 14.
Yeah.
There's only 4 here,
Okay.
and one of them was the.
Yeah.
You do recognize some of the tracks. They are those same wolves.
Well, we are kind of in that area, sort of. Right in that area.
But it looks like they kind of scattered around the camp, like they were seeing who you were.
Right.
Maybe you're getting close to their
Yeah.
grounds, and then
Probably getting close to their territory.
they kind of saw who you were, and then they left.
But okay.
They all left kind of in a hurry after that.
Okay.
More and more like, oh, we gotta get out of here. More like, oh, okay, we know who these are.
Yeah. Oh, it's you.
Yeah.
Okay.
Which again, maybe they smelled your scent. Like, hey, oh, who knows?
You were dreaming about him, though, weren't you?
Yeah, it's a pretty interesting dream.
Huh.
They were motorboating.
Is it a girl?
They're going up on a raft. on the river, and I was in a boat. It was strange.
Right.
Don't know what they were thinking. Or what it was all about.
Not the least of which the raft was going faster than your motorboat.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah, they passed you.
And they were skating.
But I was rowing pretty hard. I had some sort of motor on the boat.
It goes rock and all.
Making it go quite fast, and they were able to pass me on the raft with a water-skiing Indian behind them.
Werewolves will do that, I guess.
Yeah.
What
did we eat the night before?
The last of the Chinese food.
Yeah.
The last one.
So obviously 4-day-old Chinese food's not the best thing to eat when you go camping.
Yep.
Probably not the best thing to eat ever. Okay.
Alright, you guys start heading into town.
I'll tell you guys about
You'll have to get into Nashville tonight. So basically
Come in with a cover of night.
as you are heading into town, there's a lot more traffic and stuff like that.
Beep, beep, beep.
You do see a few more like cavalry kind of pass you by early in the morning, like another like 20 cavalry. They seem to be kind of in a hurry, just right past you. But there's farmers and everything else kind of moving by like that. Eventually, you come down to like a pretty good sized bridge, stream, and as you're kind of heading up that way, you can all roll your cogs. You can add any vision or keen.
2 eights.
Okay.
1 pop. 2 pop.
Need 7.
10.
21.
13.
Okay. All right. Well, all heap of eagle eyes here. You see, there's basically kind of a farmer passing by, and there's a group of 5 men. They've kind of barricaded the bridge a little bit, and as the farmer kind of goes on past, looking a little disheveled. 21, you can tell too, he's like putting some money away, and the other guys are putting something away. It looks like they're kind of doing a blockade of the road with the 21. And the farmer basically kind of goes on, and they kind of set the little stick branch up across the barricade, and there's 5 men. They're all in old Confederate uniforms. You, at the 21, you can tell one's a corporal. He's got 1 arm. You guys will notice one guy has an arm. Kind of has a beard. Pretty well cleaned up, though. There's another old guy, and he's got like 1 tooth, and he's got so much chaw spittle that his beard's all brown right here.
Yum.
And he will stink when you get close to him. There's another guy with a limp. He's kind of the one moving the thing back. He's a little portly, but you can tell he's got a limp, probably from a shrapnel from a cannon. There's another guy who's just kind of on like their little wagon thing they have there. And when you see him, he's got wild eyes. He's like that guy in the group that's like, he's probably the guy going to pull the gun.
Oh, okay.
You know,
The twitchy one.
the twitchy one.
Yeah.
Then there's another guy, and he looks like an old 20s greaser. His hair's all greased back. He's got gangly. He might have related to the what's his name back there? Watley. But he's not quite that ugly, but he's probably got the ugliest sin thing on him, and he's basically running around, and you can tell even from you get closer, he talk. He's like talking to that guy, talking to this guy, talking to him, and like blah, 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 and he'll go over and start helping the guy move the branch back, then stop and go over and say something to this guy, and then he's all over the place. Like, yeah. You kind of see that up ahead. You can definitely, they all are armed peacemakers and rifles. Some have rifles. The old guy, they got a double barrel shotgun. But as you approach, they do have, they seem to have a 2-wheeled wagon with a couple horses, and then the other guy has a horse. So, but as you approach, they see you, not yet, but you guys all see that with the farmer. They're all concerned with him. So
You're in the wagon?
I'm
on my horse.
driving the wagon.
I'm on my horse, Peter Paul Mary, and as we're approaching, I kind of edge over the wagon and kind of halfway lean down.
they haven't seen you guys yet. You've rolled enough to see them.
Great boys, maybe?
Or likely.
Are we going to go through and pay a toll, or are we going to gun them down, or are we going to go around?
kind of looking around at this, the lay of the land. Is there a way to go around?
Not over the stream. You might find a ford of the stream if you go off the way, down the way, but the wagon's going to stop you.
Problem is, we got this damn wagon.
If you didn't have the wagon, yeah. But you got the wagon.
Can we find
That's
out?
true.
Did you have some kind of letter from Lee
I didn't.
or something?
No, we just got a telegram.
You do
No,
know.
from prior. The Battle of the Bridge.
Yes, you do.
After-
But you
after
also
that.
know that General Anthony Hemlock and Lee are adversaries.
Yeah,
Hemlock
they
runs
didn't
the
get
Grey
along.
Boys. They didn't get along.
Well, if these aren't Grey Boys,
Yes.
the Lee will get us through.
But they are great
If
boys.
they
they
are
might
great
just start a
boys.
fight.
All bets are off.
Let's just play
Well,
like with normal people to
If
come
they're
in
not
town.
Grey Boys, and they're just regular Confederates,
Mm-hmm.
whether they're militia or not, then we shouldn't have no problem no matter what.
And if they're Grey Boys, we're gonna have. a
They're
problem.
going down.
Or we just act like we're normal people trying to get through.
As long as they don't recognize who we are.
They ask for a tour.
I pull the handkerchief up like we're,
I guess if
you know,
they want
trail dust.
if they want a toll, we can just pay them and go on through.
They ain't bucks, yeah.
When you guys start heading
Get a
up,
smile.
I look at Copperhead and I pull my handkerchief up over my nose. Damn trail dust.
I was just thinking, we could rob them. I've done that before. I put my handkerchief up too.
They pull my collar up over my nose.
Couples.
And it's funny because when
Couples
Carter
is
puts his shirt up there
when
like
he
this,
does
so he's
underneath,
totally
it says,
Y'all.
Oh.
Anyway, as you kind of get a little bit further on, the wild eye guy kind of spots you guys, points you out, and they kind of just wait for you to come up. They don't really do anything. They just eye you. They'll kind of, some of them take a couple positions. The old guy never moves from where he's sitting. And as you get fairly close, one armed one kind of moves out in front with the dirty guy with the limp. They kind of, the limp guy has a repeating rifle kind of on his side, and the other guy's got this pistol. But either they kind of come out the road and they kind of put their hand up.
And
and
did the
you can
one
put-
guy say like outrank these guys, like he's a corporal or something? The others
Yes.
are below rank. Or
Yeah,
At
they
least
don't
that's the
have a-
uniform he's wearing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And they're kind of tattered. You can tell they're older uniforms.
A lot of people still wore their coats and stuff because it may have been the only thing they had when they
Yeah,
went
sure.
out.
Yeah.
Pretty much.
They
And that's what
didn't
this
have
looks
money to
like.
buy new clothes.
Right.
So,
Good
as you-
evening, gentlemen. Soldiers.
evening. What's about you folks doing out these ways?
No, we're just doing some commerce. Got some things to sell. See what we got for
What they
trade.
got to sell? They said they got something to sell. The talkie guy. What y'all selling?
Hold on, well,
Shut up.
we ain't got nothing to sell. We're looking to buy.
That means they got money.
Well, our contact in town does, yes.
They look like they got money out there. New wagon. I bet they got money. I bet they got. What you gonna buy? What you gonna buy out there? You gonna buy stuff?
Guns, actually.
Hey, them priests. I see that. You shut up and let me talk. Sorry about that, Padres. Better preacher, huh? Catholic?
I would be.
Well, we looking for some friends of ours out these way in the woods. You haven't seen any other fellas, some other soldiers running around?
Seen all the
Soldiers?
kinds.
Yeah.
Kind of dressed like us?
Like Confederates?
Yeah.
Well, that would happen when you're in Tennessee.
They
There's
kind of
lots of
smiles.
Confederate soldiers.
Thank the good Lord, says the old one.
Amen, brother.
Exactly who are you with anyway? Clearhorn? Bragg?
We represent
The Lollipop Guild.
Lollipop Guild.
I fucking just had enough of this shit. I pull out my shotgun.
I says, well, we're sort of a militia for Nashville. So we're kind of collecting a bit for road improvements.
An old soldier's home, no doubt.
I said, it'd be good to help the veterans. Yeah, some of us can't quite do what we used to.
God bless you, son.
So you resort to robbery. I got
Yeah.
What's the toll?
He kind of looks back. Ah, it's wagon. I think that's $1 a wheel. All right, $4, gentlemen.
$4 shot.
I'll hand him $4.
He kind of goes, but since y'all priests, and I hate to take out the pot, we'll just make it 2. How's that?
Well, that's very generous of you.
I know it is.
I'll hand him $2.
God bless you and keep you.
I literally pull $2 out of my pocket. I don't count out money in front of me.
The dirty one kind of limps on up. Yeah, everybody, twitchy guy's kind of eyeing you, eyeing all of you.
I just kind of calmly look at it.
Yeah, he's kind of got that.
And if he's got his hand on his gun, I just kind of flick my eyes down, look at him, just calm as can be.
I'll probably actually look at him and go, "You alright, son?"
Just a little nervous.
Really nervous. What have you been nervous about?
You got shell shock, son?
The wolf.
What do you know about it?
I've heard quite a bit about it, actually.
Obviously, they've probably been veterans. Yeah. Lost some men out in the woods. I'm gonna find them.
Your men?
Yeah, we lost 3 fellers. Jack and Reginald, Dwayne, they out in the woods looking for him. We lost Mary and Marie. He's now Marie. You used to call him Mary because they don't need to know.
So who do you think, what happened to him?
We don't know.
What were they doing out in the woods? Look for somebody?
Well, I imagine they were foraging for food.
Yeah, well, we do what we can to survive.
As all soldiers do.
Might have been the wolves. We just seen some wolves. We heard some
What?
wolves about a day back.
They all tighten up. The guy he locks eyes with you. What'd you say?
I said the wolves. We had heard some wolves back down the road a day ago.
He goes, where do you see wolves at?
Didn't see them, but heard them.
There are typically wolves out in the woods, you know.
I understand that. Just normal wolves.
Is there any other kind of wolf?
There's been some bigger ones. I guess you'd probably know it if you've seen them.
Well, sometimes a wolf is bigger than another one.
Where was this you saw?
About a day back down the road.
We didn't see him, we heard him. So we couldn't really tell you how big they were. But they sure like to howl.
They definitely like to stalk around.
Yeah, that they do. You think that's them? No, he raises his hand. Well, I appreciate the information, gentlemen. About then, you can kind of see up the road a bunch of horsemen coming with a wagon. And they're heading this way. And then,
Heading towards us? Or
yeah, they're coming from
Nashville.
Yeah, they're heading your way. With your cogs, we'll just keep the same one. Up in front, you do see a guy in a basically a general's uniform. And it's pristine, clean. He has like white, blondish, curly hair, and he's got like the full beard, but still blonde with little bits of gray in it. And it's basically general. And you guys would know that is Hemlock. Up in front with his entourage of about 10 men. And there's basically kind of a wagon behind without a cover. And they're coming at a pretty good trot. And they're kind of coming up. And as you can see, especially you, 21, as he gets closer and he sees the barricade, you can see him get agitated. Like he's like, kind of like, what are they doing?
Well, I'll slip him the money real quick, too.
Yeah, you already gave it to him.
Okay.
So, and the guy runs back. Well, he comes up the face and kind of rides on up. He's like, hey, it's General Hemlock's coming. And the old guy goes, God damn it. And he kind of gets up and they start trying to move the barricade and stuff out of the way. They kind of, the wagon then pull up and they kind of come up across the bridge more of a trot. And he's kind of up there. It's the Corporal Hicks. What on earth is going on this bridge?
Corporal Hicks?
Game over, man.
Yeah.
Game over.
He's like, well, I'm just asking people if they've seen anything. Oh, are you? You interrogating priests? And obviously men of the Confederacy? Well, I'm just trying to generate some funds for the cause. Yes, you will return that money to that priest right in this moment. And these other gentlemen, whatever you've taken. And he kind of reaches in his pocket and hands you back the $2.
I refuse. I said, no, please. That's a donation.
He kind of looks back at the thing. He's like, well, it's not quite I want to tell these men, but they could use it. Thank you for your help for these veterans.
You're very welcome, General.
Perhaps they need a little education about what has been transpiring. We are not thuggery gentlemen. We are Confederate soldiers, are we not? Yes, sir. Well, let's move this out of the way. He kind of looks at both of you. He's like, you gentlemen are all practicing priests?
Yes.
Well, I'm sorry I have to get back in the force here. May I ask a personal favor of you two gentlemen?
You want to take confession?
Well, no, I have nothing to confess about there other than excellency of the Confederacy. But, no, I found a couple men that have lost their lives, and it would be fit if, before we bury them, they get their last rites. Would you gentlemen mind that?
I do believe I can manage that.
I do personally appreciate that. And he kind of motions that. They kind of move everything out of the way and either let you go across with your county officers, like slides off both sides of the bridges, pull off. They pull theirs off this side, let you pull up on the other side.
Mm-hmm.
The guys on their wagon kind of move on down the road. He kind of tells them to keep moving. They start heading down that way. They converse a little bit. And then about then, too, coming from the way you came, there's another 4 riders, those gray boys. And he tells them to get with the wagon, and they start heading back the way you came. And they point at you guys every once in a while. And then especially the talky guy.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I hold his hand up. And then basically he sends them on the way, kind of where you came from. And he kind of walks on over and takes his hat off. And he's got the pretty perk. He's clean. And they say
Who
he's
does?
the general.
Okay.
Hemlock. And he's got very high persuasion and everything else like that. But he comes up, yeah, sorry about that, gentlemen. Just tell my boys I heard you heard some wolves a little bit the other night.
Last night, General, yes.
Yeah, well,
Is that something you've been having problems with?
well, I am concerned. These 2 men that I found in the woods, it came to my attention while I was in town that some men have been finding themselves dead. The 2 men in the car. Now, this is against the sight, being that you men of the war. Maybe not you, Padre, but these men have been tore up quite badly. I believe it's by a sort of a wolf of sorts, but pretty ragged. And he kind of walks back down. I hate to show you this, but this is what we're dealing with. He dramatically kind of throws the
And
curtains
that's
back.
in their wagon? Or?
Yeah, their wagon that they rode up on. You do see 2 bodies in there, and they're pretty much ripped to shreds. 2 Confederate soldiers. I'm going to make you roll because you've seen stuff like this before, so it's not really... actually, why don't you just roll? Just don't botch. Roll your best. You're up high. When he throws it back, you can look at him too. Yeah.
Just
Plus
don't
your-
botch.
Just don't botch.
15. Yep, that's right.
Very good. Be 8.
10.
You do the body, they've been basically mauled, and they do look exactly like the bodies you found with the vampires. Those bodies that were killed when the soldiers would go out and they get killed by the wolves and brought back in. And they look pretty much mauled like they were.
So they're having problems with native wolves, too.
But they seem to be that way. They're pretty tore up.
But those wolves did it because of
Keeping people away.
keeping people away.
They Russia Indians.
And when those soldiers went in, they were if they escaped and they were turned.
Mm-hmm.
That's why they were keeping them there.
And notice their heads are almost torn off. Pretty much well attacked, tore up pretty well.
Grazers.
In Swedish, I go through a litany.
He kind of eyes
Over
you,
one.
seeing you guys' reaction. Gather you are true soldiers. Most people ghastly this notoriousness. Oh, I'm sorry, Father. I'll let you finish.
I was in the artillery and for the Swedish army before I had my calling.
Oh, the Swedish army. You can nail them off some fact.
Probably as a test.
Yeah, you can go ahead. It's actually you being where you were. If you even have a 1 in artillery, which you do, right?
It was there somewhere.
It's up on top. It's beneath your cog.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, he mentioned something with this at.
8, 9. Yeah, I had a 9. So
Yeah, he mentioned something about a certain battle, which you knew you were actually at. So he actually said something, a little bit of a test, but when you actually said it, he kind of tries to answer the question, but he doesn't know obviously as much as you do. But he's kind of like, he's probing a little bit. So he's like, oh, well, yes, I remember that battle and such was such forces. Oh, yeah. But he's very suave when he's doing it and everything else. So. But yes. Well, we were going to bury these men in the cemetery near here, but I'm glad to run across you gentlemen for this sort of business. I hate to take you away. I don't know if you have to go to the graveside for that sort of thing, but you're welcome to accompany my other soldier here and take him and bury him.
It was, I couldn't follow all these, so I grabbed my horse. I thought I had a hitch behind the wagon.
Well, I greatly thank that. I do. I truly do. Thank you,
I
Father.
see nothing wrong with making sure that 2 soldiers of the Confederacy are buried.
Indeed. It's travesty what's happened to the Confederacy. We seem to be constantly losing. But every once in a while we get a win. Them Yankees are up for a good fight. I think I have an idea that they're up for something they're not planning for.
Well, I imagine my view is a little bit different.
Well, how's that, Bob?
I don't think this war's ever going to end.
Oh, well, all wars end. Just another one stops.
Well, this war's been going on for quite a while.
Well, they said to be over in the weekend, and I agree. I didn't think that'd ever happen. But one day the Confederacy will run supreme. And I think, myself, our brightest day is coming to a head. God bless us and give us a miracle that I think he will shortly. But I believe the Confederacy will soon have another regiment of men ready and willing to fight and save this glorious land from the Yankee northern scum it is.
I doubt very much one regiment is going to make much difference.
You'd be surprised. There you what? Go and roll your scrutinize.
Thank you.
Who else is here with us?
Everybody's here.
Everybody.
His
I
soldiers.
mean, his soldiers too, though, right?
Yeah. There's only like a couple there with
I
him.
was scrutinizing. I forgot.
Anytime you want to do
What
that,
do we
you
roll
just
for
say
it?
scrutinize.
Oh.
If you want to scrutinize.
Yeah.
Do we really need to scrutinize? I'm pretty sure there was something sneaky going on there.
9.
With Keen 9.
13.
Yeah, he seems to know something, and he's more than happy to boast about it. You with a 15, though, if you notice his teeth, he grins really big, and he kind of has, like, pretty pronounced teeth. He's got, like, those big teeth, but like, a couple of them, canines look kind of big. But it's kind of like a little unnerving. It's kind of like only he notices it.
Which I'll mention after we.
Yeah. But he smiles deeply. It's
depart
like,
for them.
anyway. What business takes you into town if I could personally go in there and tell them you're doing a personal favor for myself? I'll be more than happy to do that for you, Father.
Oh, no need. There's nothing very important that we're up to.
Oh, all right. Well, the good word of God is quite important as it is. Well, you got a nice wagon you just got there yourself.
Yes, sir.
And he kind of looks, he makes some fact about the the wagon.
It took us a while to save up for it, did.
Well, that's probably fine. He kind of says something about, like, he's one of those guys that's like, he's a politician.
Right.
You know, he starts saying, oh, is that like a hemlock bush? And you get it here? Or just does conversation, tries to be a politician and
Right,
and
right,
everything else. But, you know the type.
Mm-hmm.
And he goes like, what's your name, sir?
Smith.
Mr. Smith, nice to meet you. Wait. I guess you got quite a priest looking at you over. Of course,
No.
He's guardian of the cloth.
well, God bless. Wouldn't think it any other way.
Just got fired.
And then you, sir, your cavalry?
Thank goodness for wearing ankle
Bogart
this-
Johnson,
this
sir.
snarky
Nice to meet you.
laugh
Acquaintance.
that Kelvin
At
just
long
had.
last, Mr.
Gave us a
Hemlock.
bit away.
General Hemlock. I don't quite how to know. The general's fine. I still consider myself a general of the good Confederacy. Well, I consider myself lieutenant. Nice to meet you, sir. They kind of politic each other over.
Bo and Hemlock talking together.
Yeah, they kind of like bounce
So,
off each other.
while
Like,
they're-
oh, my dick's bigger than yours. No, no, sir. Look at mine. So they kind of go into conversation a little bit.
So they're distracted while we carry on.
Well, the other men are kind of waiting for the general, and the other two of the wagon, they kind of like, well, I guess we wait for you. So they kind of,
I go grab my horse.
as he sees you leaving and that, he's like, well, nice to meet you. So they, yeah, and I first say thank you. He shakes your hand.
Me or?
Yeah. Gentlemen, once again, acquaintance, many dealings and duties to do.
General,
Yep. Blood and honor.
let it on.
Lord bless and keep.
Roll your scrutinizing.
All of us?
Yep.
Oh, he says blood and honor, and then we roll.
That's the same more thing in the spell against killing one, isn't it?
10. When he says blood and honor,
Yeah.
oh, I didn't.
18.
Oh my god.
Jesus!
I double popped on a 12.
Okay,
I got
so
11.
yeah, so you all notice he's kind of like saying it, but like you guys, you got a 9,
10.
10. You notice he's kind of waiting for something. You're kind of like
Oh, yeah, yeah.
a response. He's trying to see if you know something.
If we know what that means.
You know what it means, and if you do, I know who you work for.
Right.
But he just lets it slip like that. You know it. There's malice in his eyes when he says it.
Mm-hmm.
And you see that canine growl a little bit.
Yeah. So show no reaction to the phrase.
But Lee said it in his television.
I didn't tell him that.
Oh, okay.
Oh, you didn't? Okay.
I didn't specifically read it
That's
word
fine.
by word.
Oh,
I
okay,
said
that's
what I
not bad.
said to them is what I said to them.
Yeah, if you do hear him say that, though, and you don't hear that was in the telegram.
Yeah.
Lee said that. Anyway, he kind of gives that reaction. He's like, okay, all right. Well, gentlemen, duties to perform. And he kind of gets on his horses. He starts riding back with most of the men back to Nashville. And then 2 of the guys with the wagon are going to go and dig the grave and head back to the cemetery back down the road. You remember passing once a sign that said cemetery way back, so.
Back to where it came.
Yeah, it's only like a little bit down the road.
Are we going to pause and do that to let them get down the road away from us? Because otherwise we'll be right with them or next to them or on the way to Nashville.
Well, what do you boys think is best? I'm going to go ahead and see these 2 soldiers.
I think a little delay to give separation between us and them.
That's fine. You guys want to travel on back this way with me? That's fine.
So
Or you can wait.
It's
here.
only just a little trek back. You remember seeing it's only maybe a half a.
I think it's best to keep up with you.
Yeah, we ought to stay together.
So there's only 2 men going to bury the grave, right?
They got to dig it too.
So it doesn't matter. Either way, you can wait here and I'll meet back up with you.
That sounds fun. You just wait here if that's still okay with you, fellas.
You gonna wait here or just head right back and go with him to bury?
I guess we could go back with them just in case they get jumped. In case they
No, I just don't know what you're doing. So I didn't hear you.
You
We can
guys
probably
just wait here. I grab my
just stay here.
shotgun out of the buck wagon and throw it in my rifle holster. And
That's fine. They kind of go back, and it's a small. They kind of go up a small little hill, and it's a small little family cemetery. But you do just notice there's like more military graves off to another section. And there's probably stuff's happened, and they just let's bury them up here with that. They get out, and the two guys, they kind of have some whiskey. They offer you a shot. And
Yeah, I'll take a shot.
They'll just start digging.
I'll actually help them dig if they've got an extra shovel.
Oh, they appreciate it. And then they just kind of talk, and you find they're pretty easy talking. They're just one guy was in the Tennessee regiment, another guy's from Virginia, and
I asked the one guys, which regiment were you in?
oh, he tells you one for kind of just infantry. They're both infantry, and
Okay, I'm just kind of curious if he would be, because I was in the 2nd Tennessee regiment, so.
let's see. He was.
Okay. I'd probably kind of ask him a few questions.
Oh, he does, and you probably knew each other a little bit.
No, we wouldn't have known each other.
I mean, you would have known
unless he's older.
people in
Yeah.
that general thing, is what I'm
Yeah,
saying.
I mean, because it's probably been like 10 years since I was in the military. It's been
But
going on for a while.
Probably an officer or something, and he kind of talks about this or that. And, so that takes up a lot of the conversation, you two talking about the regiment and stuff. But it goes pretty quick. They're pretty strong kids.
Once younger kids, or
Yeah, one though, the other one though, he'll start digging and then he'll kind of stop, and kind of get twitchy, gets like a shell shock, and he'll have to go over and sit. It's like you gotta give him some whiskey. You just take a rest. It's all right, Henry. Okay, I'm sorry.
is everything all right with Henry?
Yeah, he's got some shell shock. I get night terrors.
Because you didn't sit with him locked in, did you? During the war.
No. We just started getting in with Hemlock here. He's been kind of recruiting more people into his Gray Boys, but I think he's wanting to start another like a militia regiment. That's kind of what it sounded like. I mean, I can't really fight, but if we can help. We heard what happened down in Memphis. I mean, the troops were down there trying to blow up the bridge and all that business. If they try and do that here, we ain't gonna let it happen. So
That's a good thing. All citizens should pitch forward to help fight off the
yeah,
Yankees.
we're a little closer, and Hemlock's kind of started saying we need a citizen armory. Let's step up and do a little bit and help one another. And some of the men have been kind of sitting in the saloons and everything else a little too much, so did get some discipline back. So, kind of what we're doing. Feels kind of good to be working again a bit.
So does the city of Nashville fund the militia?
No. Hemlock's been doing out of his own money and some other benefactors.
How many men do you think he has?
Several hundred.
I heard him talk about some special regiments. He referring to
That's probably him.
former veterans?
Yeah, that's kind of us. He kind of smiles.
No offense, but
he raises his hand and he takes a break. He's like, I know, Hemlock's a big talker, but I think it makes him feel better after everything happened with him and Lee. So I think now that Lee's out, he's trying to prove himself again. And it's giving the men a purpose and a little better than what we're doing. And Nashville really fell down and been pretty a bad squalor lately. Things been changing around. It's kind of good, I mean, the streets aren't so criminal, and there's times you had to walk around with your hand on your gun. And now the Gray Boys, we kind of patrol and keep an eye out. It's not so bad no more.
well, that's good to hear.
Yeah. And then a lot of that stuff organized. You go certain places to gamble, and they got fellas watching out, and casinos, and there's fights. Those are pretty cool.
What kind of fights?
No, it's like kind of like they do out west.
You
Like
mean
that big-
boxing?
Yeah, boxing. They got a couple of them big guys, scrappers with the arms. It's always them two fighting each other, but it's still pretty neat.
I imagine they take in a lot of money through betting and stuff.
Oh, they do a lot of that, but generals kind of tap down all the Gray Boys. Keep that down. Keep your money in your pockets.
I don't let everybody else do the gambling for them.
Kind of, yeah. And you guys earn your money keeping the peace. So we get a little bit of money and food in our bellies and a little bit of respect.
He goes, so what do you think about going back to war if Hemlock has his regiment?
I don't know about that. He kind of does seem like that. I ain't no coward, but
Well, everybody's done their time.
I know I have too. But
Even I have.
yeah, but I don't mind being a militia guy. I mean, we're just kind of keeping the streets safe. You know, keep an eye out for them northern scum.
Yeah, it sounded like they were going to win the war.
Oh, that's just him talking. And the other guy kind of comes back. No, Hemlock knows. He's pretty good. He's one of them fellas. He believes in what he's doing. Some of them fellas are still pretty good shape. Oh, he's just giving up. He's just a talker. He's a politician. What we're doing right now is the best we can hope for. I don't want to go back to things, and you sure as heck don't want to go back out there. After the things you've seen, yeah, there's some strange things out there, Father. That's for damn sure.
Kind of strange things. Is there something about these wolves?
Well, they both kind of shudder looking at the wagon. It's like, no, I just remember seeing. He describes like some, which when he describes it, it's a Wendigo. You know what a Wendigo is, but
Yeah.
he describes it on one of the battles. It was there, and that's what really gets him the shock.
Is this a shell shock guy?
Shell shock guy. He actually saw a Wendigo, and it freaked him out. He survived, but you know, it was one of those things where
Failed on the scare chart.
yep, he's failed a little. He rolled really high in the scare chart. So, but yeah, he said, yeah, there's stuff like that. The other guy kind of rolls his eyes, like, okay, big monster, Bigfoot thing. But
I wouldn't mock him that much. I've seen one myself.
get out of here.
And it wasn't on no battlefield either, but it was here in Tennessee.
The one guy really scrutinized you. You know, he just eyes you, like you're trying to.
I describe it.
That was him. That was the one.
I don't know if that was the one or not, but it was one of his kind.
You kill it?
Certainly did. Well, not myself. I barely remember who killed it, but someone did.
Thank God. Go ahead and roll your
That
spirit.
crazy
there, Brad.
bastard in the wagon with a bunch of
Go ahead and roll your
dynamite.
spirit. You think God was on your
Who
side
did
that
kill
day?
it? Was it you or?
Yeah, killed him and blew it up.
With dynamite.
Oh, with dynamite?
Yeah,
You just blow everything up with dynamite?
pretty much. Dynamite kills everything.
14.
Okay. Do you have like preaching or anything like that, or tale telling,
Do I have preaching?
or tale telling? Or it is preaching is.
If it's tell-telling, it's something different than spirit.
Yeah. No, I'm just making sure. So
I do have tell-telling.
why don't you go ahead and roll that too?
Yeah, that's who we're gonna bomb.
That's fine. Few people past you guys, nothing really kind of going on. But
No, 4.
4, you kind of tell a story like that. And, yeah, the one Shellquat one. Do you think that was God saving?
Hmm?
That was God doing that, stopping those things. They're going to stop them things, Father.
You mean when we stopped ours? Oh, I think that was mostly dynamite that stopped it, but yeah, in a way, God has no power over such creatures as these. I know for a fact because I'm still here.
Well, and then you rolled 14 on it.
On spirit,
Yeah, that's all I need to know. Well, you can do that. They get the graves dug. You do the last rites on them.
I actually, yes, I give last
no.
rights.
The actual
Not
miracle.
He
because
gives the
of what
lastest
he's-
rights he can
not
give.
because of the stuff. You know, I know you gave him the clue about
Yeah,
the other
yeah,
stuff,
yeah.
but just the way he said it
Mm-hmm.
to me, it was just like, yeah, the whole idea of him having a regiment of super soldiers or something has already got me fucking. And then plus the werewolves
Right.
were involved with vampires, so.
Yeah. Oh, you do give him last rites. When you're done, he's like, and then they bury him. They all say the last word, and they kind of like are heading back. They're going to head back to Nashville. I'll follow you back to the bridge.
Mm-hmm.
They're like, well, can you tell me about Catholicism? So he'll start asking you questions, the shell shock kid.
Okay.
And there you get
Well, you gotta
done.
give up your life to God, and
You
gotta
kind of
do
talks
this,
about
you
it
gotta do
and
that.
give yourself a white chip. He will actually convert.
Oh, yeah.
The other guy, no, if you rolled your storytelling, he might have. But that guy,
Should have told him the truth, Con.
Tell me
What?
about Catholicism. Well, if you're like me, it leads to a nasty habit of drinking.
Looking around.
Take you years to get over that.
You guys
crap.
do notice them kind of heading back now, coming up to the bridge. And you kind of see them all up there just been kind of hanging out. It's been kind of pretty there. It's a little warm, but, you know, I think it's still winter. Isn't
Spring.
it? Getting close to spring.
By the time we get back from Mexico, it's probably about spring, like
Okay.
early March, late February.
Well,
Probably early March.
go ahead.
Okay. While he's up doing that, I'm gonna gather the others.
Okay.
And we'll be waiting kind of out of earshot of the gatekeepers.
No, they left. Everyone's gone.
Oh, everybody's left. Okay.
He sent them on basically where you guys camp. He said, go out there and see what they're talking about, along with 4 of his riders. And then they all went back. So it's just been you guys at the bridge.
I'm going to.
Some people do stop, like they're waiting for give you money or something, but then they just ride on by real quick.
I'm gonna make sure the one soldier. I tell him places to go in Nashville
Okay.
because there is a there is
Yeah,
actually,
yeah, there
there
is
is a
a
diocese that was in Nashville that just got founded not just like 20 years before or something.
Yeah, he's really talking about that. The other guy's like, well, maybe I'll come and listen about this. The other kid's like, he'll go with him, and they seem to be buddies. So, well, when you come back, you know, I think this is something. I mean, I told you. But,
You get free Bible books if you go to church.
you can go ahead and tell him real quick. I'm going to pee again.
Okay. So I'm going to gather the rest of you guys, and there's some things now that General was talking about that kind of put me on edge. I don't know what it was. There's one phrase he kept kind of repeating. I don't know what he meant by that. I get the feeling that he was trying to check us out on something. I don't know what.
Lord knows,
But-
is that what you're talking about?
Yeah, I'm doing that. I picked up on a significance of that, but I'm telling you, I don't know what that significance was since you never actually
Yeah.
told us.
Well,
But-
I'm asking.
but-
No, Cobb is asking. Says that.
Oh, well,
He's saying
I'm talking with them while you're doing the burial.
Oh, okay. I'm sorry.
Okay,
I'm gonna go ask
okay.
cigarettes then.
Okay.
I'm not here.
But he was he kind of made an emphasis thing about one regiment being able to do a lot.
I noticed
And
that myself.
I noticed that as he was smiling, he had a couple of pronounced teeth there in the front because his canines are a little elongated. Now, I remember that the whole thing back with the Pioneer Fort there with the vampire in the basement, and the Indians, which were the shapeshifters going into the wolves, and they had been patrolling and they knew about the vampire thing there, and so I find it more than just a coincidence that we had these wolves here in this area, and a couple of the Gray Boys here, they got torn up. They look pretty wolfy attacked to me. And I've got this kind of powerful dread that the general here is more than just a bit of a thing of the bad guys connected with Connors. I think he's I think there's maybe a werewolf, a vampire connection here, maybe. I can't prove it, but it's a very highly suspect situation here.
And Julio's there, and he kind of goes, I don't know, but the general, you know, he was always so independent. He had Connor under his thumb, and now it's the other way around. I don't know what happened. I know you're talking about vampire stuff, but
It's just something we came across a while back, Julio.
You said that Connor. Did you witness him eat somebody?
no, what, he brought in something, and he went into a room and shut the door, and ripped the guy apart in there, like some fight in the cage.
Literally, Calvin just got a cold chill. He's like, oh.
And then he came back in all bloody, and like had a chunk of the guy, threw it down, started eating it in front of me. I've never been so messed up all my life, man. You know, I prayed with God right there. I'm like, I've gone too far. I prayed for a miracle, and then I met Father Cobb.
Do you want another?
So it's possible that maybe that's why Connor has now control over Hemlock.
I think Connor perhaps is actually a vampire. Now we didn't meet Connor yet, right?
Yes,
Well,
we did.
yeah, he did.
He was
We
in the
did-
bar.
he-
Met
he
him at
was
night.
in
At the bar at the night.
So maybe that's why he's suddenly in control of Hemlock. Maybe
May
he's
have-
more powerful than Hemlock.
Maybe Connor.
Well,
is-
plus the generals run around during the day too, because it is day.
Right. Well, maybe he's not a full-fledged woodsucker. Maybe he's something less.
Are you levels to that?
If you have
Yeah.
Colt?
Can I roll a Colt to see
Yep.
if I would know how I could do that? Maybe he's a ghoul.
Let's see here. 3D.
9.
you've heard of such things.
Okay.
Hey, 15.
I got a 5.
You're not too sure, but you know if people get bit. Maybe your basic vampire stuff.
I got a
Oh,
15.
6. Yeah, you too. You've heard people who want to either get thralled by them, or they want to become one, so they become their wards.
Yeah, protectors.
Day protectors and stuff like that in order to be given the gift of immortality as a vampire. So sometimes you've heard that the vampires can bestow gifts on that. Like the one gentleman that was down below, remember he was kind of controlled by him.
Yeah.
So he was kind of giving, oh, you have to come to the master, and you kind of do the other stuff. So you knew that stuff can't happen. So yes.
Well, now we might have a completely different fight on our hands.
I should have waited for that damn steam thing.
He did bring the Gatling gun, though.
No, not the right one. I need a Gatling dynamite thrower.
You need it. Well, you need to get a mad scientist on your
That
side.
pre-lights the sticks for me as it comes out the barrel.
Better hope it never misfires.
Right.
Right. High reliability.
Maybe you ought to invest in a, I don't know, crossbow. Stake thrower.
Ooh, that's a good idea.
Like pork chops,
That will
T-bones.
do more than dynamite.
This will be the second vampire we have to kill. Vampires. This is just pushing Kelvin down his monster slayer path even further.
Hope we make it a little interesting for you guys.
Yeah.
Brought back some of the old history
Yeah, that was
too.
cool when you were talking about it. I was like, oh my god, I forgot about the Indians around the fort. That's cool to have them actually involved again.
Because I like that whole thing of the werewolf. Kind of like White Wolf throwing that in with the American Indian makes a lot of sense. you
Yeah,
know, so.
yeah, that's why I always thought it was
Yeah.
perfect.
Well, Brad, you're kind of back on the main road, heading back up, and you can see the bridge, and they're off to the side up ahead.
We got safety comes out.
Yeah, you do notice as you're riding up, there's like a kind of like a couple horse guys. They kind of ride up, slow down, like they're waiting to be talked to. And when they don't really do anything, they quickly gallop on and zoom up.
What was this now?
Just some passerby, like they're it's almost like they're expecting to get stopped.
Oh, okay.
But when they don't, they just pick up the pace and ride on by, and as you ride, they kind of nod.
Okay.
Kind of not look at you guys, you guys. They kind of just quick nod and move. So you kind of notice that there's kind of like a, well, they'll be great boys, but mind their own business.
Okay.
But yeah, they're kind of talking a little bit as you're riding up. As soon as Dennis gets back here, you're just getting over the bridge and coming up over, and you see Cobb.
Shoot at him.
Okay. Say anything?
Why,
See you up
the other
there.
two keep on going, or?
No, they're gonna pull up. You know, give a look. They're gonna stop and then say bye and stuff.
Okay, I say mine. I give him that information again,
Yeah.
where to go. And
Yeah, we'll definitely go.
who
And
to
he's like,
see, and
the other guy's kind of like, all right, you got me convinced. I'll at least hear what it's all about. I'd rather have God's on our side than those things. Like, yeah, you know, see, that kid really seemed to be really affected him. And he's kind of like, you know, I ain't crazy. Those things are real. You know, it kind of made him feel like he wasn't just nuts.
I reassure him, no, you're not nuts. There are some things going on. And,
You can kind of hear that while they're talking. And you can hear Wendigo, Dale.
Yeah.
So you kind of hear him talk about that.
Okay.
Go ahead and roll your cogs. Add keen.
All of us?
Yep. And if you have any vision or other stuff.
Come back.
Oh, botch.
28. Wow.
9.
Okay.
We'll have to take off here.
18.
Well, we'll get to this point, and then we'll go ahead and wait for Dennis to get back.
18.
Alright. We'll wait for Dennis.
18.
We'll wait for Dennis.
18.
We're waiting for Dennis.
18.
I wonder how many people on Facebook.
We're waiting on Dennis.
Keeps repeating.
What'd you roll, Rob?
18.
Alright, we'll have to wait on Dennis.
18.
Oh, okay. We'll have to wait on Dennis. Oh, yeah, he's playing.
So yeah, the tailor for whatever the Mexican was, it's not Walter Taylor.
Oh,
Because he wasn't in that war. It's I know what Taylor it is. I just can't think of it.
Taylor Swift.
He's wearing. He's
He
going
was
to be
a
wearing a
badass.
cardigan, so that way you know it's. He's really hot though. It's kind of odd. Dennis, roll your cog, please.
Righty.
Add any bonuses or penalties. Bless you and your demon creature. You go. See what role playing does.
Something doing with Satan.
Zachary Taylor.
Oh.
So, 10.
10. Alright. So 10, 9.
18.
What'd you get? We were waiting on Dennis.
18.
28.
Well, you guys definitely kind of up about, I'd say, 30 yards up ahead of things. You can hear some rustling.
Russell
Moving.
Crowe.
Yeah, Russell Cohen. You got like, hey! You see
I
some
stood
movement
behind
up
it.
there and somebody coming rushing through the trees, coming out in the road. You two, you see a guy better off. You see like just this glimpse through. You'll see it even better.
This is towards town, right?
towards town.
Okay.
Your side of the river.
Okay.
He's stumbling right through, and you see him. He's bloody. He does have like some gash marks on him, and he's like panicked, kind of running through the woods. You see him. He's got like claw marks across the face.
Okay.
Like deep claw marks, and they're deep. They're bleeding. His clothes are ripped. He's got a bite on his shoulder, like a maul bite,
Right.
like a big wolf thing. Because he just turns, like looking around him, and you're like that perfect thing.
Yeah.
Guy's scared out of his wits. He's got gray streak down his back, pale as a ghost, and basically he's been bitten like across this whole section.
Right.
So they bit him and gnawed his thing, so his cheek is actually flopping a little bit as he's running. And he's in full panic. Look behind him, freaking out. And as you hear that, you at that high, you can hear rustling further into the woods, like there's something following him. You though, you glance back in the same instant, about around behind him, moving at about a 26 pace. you see 3 large Get Fenrir.
Yeah.
No, Get. Like
Oh.
full Krynos.
Yeah, yeah.
Not the other ones are wolves. These are Krynos.
Oh, these are actual werewolves.
Actual Krynos werewolves, and they're bushing through the woods. One of them has a big black mane, kind of gray. The other one's all white. He's got blood all over his thing. They're both blood all over him. And there's another one. It was another like foot taller behind them, and he's gray, like full gray, like older, and he's got gray eyes, and he just looks at you as you look at him.
Yeah.
And it's almost like the other wolf. Look at recognition, but there's just this feral madness. So it looks at you, and it's just like he's just huge. The strength is 2d12. Just this massive thing, and basically they're full tilt about around behind him. He's about to come out the road. You go and roll your guts.
Okay.
Target number is 11. Plus your grit.
Okay. Made it.
Well, that look of him looking at you, and there's just some aura that comes over you. And as you get scared, you almost feel this calm wind, like the anime, like.
Now we fight.
Now, but it's kind of like, even if you botched, maybe there'd been something to calm you.
Okay.
But you like see that, and it's like, holy fuck! You've seen the wolves,
Right.
but you've never seen full-on werewolves.
Right.
And these are the things in the drawings.
Yep.
You've seen them. You guys see this. You see him. You see this soldier fall on the street. Almost falls. Gets up. Sees you guys. Starts screaming, "For the love of God, help me!" He's as I described, and he starts running at you guys like with his hands up. His clothes are torn. He's covered in blood. He's got the maul bite. He's got the claws across his face. His chin's flopping like this, and he's just running at you guys. We go into quickness.
I gotta go here.
I know. He's going to run up to you guys. We'll just kind of do this here. Mm-hmm. And as he gets to the wagons, we'll give you guys a round when we come back. Basically bursting through the thing, almost like that crazy dog thing where they rip around the vinyl floor. And they slide across the road. The two first ones run out on the road, and they're just salivating, and they start running towards you guys. And at the back, the big one kind of like leaps up into the middle of the road and lands. And you will all roll your guts check next time.
I'll throw some Chinese food.
Good game, Mike.
So we'll leave it there.
Yeah.
Sorry, guys.
Cool.
Brad has to get up early, so we'll leave it there.
Oh, sure.
A
My
lot
vacation,
thickens
we
next
gotta
week.
end
So definitely
Talk
get
to my
going.
dispatcher.
All right. Thanks a lot, guys. Have a great night.
Bye, guys.
Thanks, everybody.
Thanks for tuning in, everybody. Don't forget to join.